Yeah. So I got the page up here.
Go ahead and we're live. That's going on the intro. I don't know how to do an intro.
A lot of logistics work, optimization, stuff. A lot of probability and statistics and math kind of all work into that.
On a program called Chocolate University.
Winston, how did you get those quads of yours? I lived in South Korea for about 8 years.
Nobody saw that coming. That's gonna be on the intro. Nothing against people who smoke pot and skip class. That's how we lost a whole bunch of episodes.
I just studied in Dubai. I was going around with one of my friends in his Lamborghini.
Bad feeling about this.
Hello and welcome to the Lifr podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Matter.
Yeah.
That's going on the intro. I think I'm about making an intro where all I say is that's going on the intro because I've said it like 6 times now. Hello. Welcome to the 3rd episode of Lifr podcast. Today we got on Avery Donson, a good friend of mine, been a long time, friends who've known each other. How long have we known each other, Avery?
I'm guessing it goes back to when I first moved here in 5th grade.
That's when I moved here too. Fuck, did you go to Spring Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, so we've known each other since 5th grade. He's majoring in biochemistry at the University of Arkansas. He's an Alpha. What's the full name of Alpha?
Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
That shit. Basically, we're gonna talk about some shit that you motherfuckers don't know about, cause that's what we do. All right. So Avery, you're a biochemistry major. What the fuck is biochemistry?
It's just a combination, obviously by the name, combination between biology and chemistry. To the point where, I mean, it's more heavily focused on the chemistry aspect of it, but it just falls more into pharmaceuticals, and that's what I'm pushing more towards. That's
what I'm invested in. I'm invested in probably, at this point, 60% of my portfolio.
Yeah,
is fucking biopharmaceuticals. So do you know about how you kept up with happened a couple years ago, Martin Shkreli, the guy who bought the pill for $7 and flipped it to
Oh, I have heard about that. I haven't read too in depth in it, but I have heard about it.
He's a good guy, you motherfuckers. You're giving him shit. Just if the mainstream media gives anybody shit these days and they're consistent and everybody gives them shit, they're probably a good person. It's just a heads up that go watch. I'll link his YouTube video, his YouTube page. His YouTube page, he only has 70,000 subs. He goes through a whole book. Teaches chemistry, basic chemistry. I'm learning basic chemistry through Martin Shkreli for free.
Yeah.
If I want to buy the book, it's $10 on Amazon.
It's not bad.
Yeah. So I'm taking chemistry, college level. It's AP, basically AP, lower level, entry level. So low, but way below what you're doing. But I'm getting into this shit.
I mean, it's start for you. What's your major again?
Dropping out. Currently it's economics, I think. But ideally, it's just basically anything.
Yeah. I
mean, I like to learn about a whole bunch of shit. That's i.e. why I have this podcast. Zan isn't here today, by the way, because he does shit and is involved in school. And I'm a dropout flunky, so I got time. But I got an alright GPA. But I do other stuff besides school because it's more fun and I learn a lot more. Alright, so. Main reason I wanted you on here, Avery, is because I don't know shit about Alpha. It's Alpha Phi Alpha?
Yeah, Alpha Phi Alpha.
Alpha Phi Alpha and then Incorporated?
Fraternity Incorporated.
Alpha Phi Alpha Alpha Phi Alpha, you can tell I didn't rush. Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. So basically, not to put it in a negative context, but you guys are known as the Black Fraternity, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why. Primarily your main membership is African American.
Even with that, like you said, it is known as the Black Fraternity. But even with saying that, it's also because I've met plenty of people who they see my letters or they saw an Instagram post or something and they'll be like, what is that? It's very overlooked, especially in a campus where the population's only 3% African American.
Yeah, so your requirements, from what I understand, alright, so this is me laying out my dumbass understanding of it, is you have to be a sophomore and you have to have a decent GPA. And you kind of get recruited versus pledging.
Yeah, even with we prefer sophomores just due to the fact they have a GPA and all that, but we're not over taking a freshman.
Okay, so
it's mainly just we look more for like what can you bring to the table. Like there's none of that. You know, when we ask you why do you want to be an alpha, there's not I want to be a part of a brotherhood. I want to be great. I want to be a mate. There's none of that. It's
like the bullshit answers that
yeah.
most people
No,
give
we
when they
don't.
wanna
We
rush a
don't. We
fact.
don't. Yeah, we do not care about your textbook answer. We do
Okay.
not care about your textbook
So
answer.
what do you care about then?
You just care about like the abilities, attributes, and characteristics of the person in general. Like for me, just go for my reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
So when they ask me why I first wanted to be an alpha, you know, I'm of course, you know, you're intimidated. You know, you're trying to be a part of something.
Yeah.
So you're gonna give them a textbook answer. But you later learn like, you know, that's not the correct answer. So for me, go back for a little bit. My mom, great mom, love my mom. She raised me and my brother all by herself.
Shout out single moms.
Yeah, shout out single moms. So my first biological dad, complete asshole. I guess we cussing on this. He complete asshole. I don't.
Did you ever meet him?
Yeah, I mean I see him every Christmas, but he left before I was even 1 year old. So and cheated on my mom, hurt my mom. So
how's your relationship with him now?
Nah, his name's Sean to me.
Alright,
yeah, I don't really mess
so
with him.
he's not your father.
No, he's not my
Recently,
father.
your mom did get married though.
Yes, that's leading up to that part. But so first father, not definition of a father, obviously. Like I said, not second father, cheated on, hurt her again, and so throughout my life.
When was that?
This was before this was first grade, second grade.
Okay.
I want to say, and then right before we moved here, so fifth grade.
Where were you living before?
We live in Springfield, Missouri.
Springfield. All right.
Yeah, where I was born. And so the guy that my mom was dating before we first moved here ended up hurting her too. And so throughout my entire life, all I've experienced is nothing but, you know, assholes of guys. You know,
yeah, so you didn't have really like a father figure.
Yeah, basically. And so basically my father's figure was my grandpa in a way, but like at the same time, you know, it's not the same. And so, but then now with my mom recently getting remarried, I say recently, it's been about 2 years, to a guy named Mike Lowe. He's been nothing but blessing to my family, made my mom happy, and you know that's all I can really ask for, especially for all my mom has done for me. And so, and then tracking off that, he is an alpha.
Okay.
He is an alpha.
So that's kind of how you got introduced. to
that's kind of how I got introduced to my life. And then his father is also an alpha.
Okay. So for you, it's a little bit of a lineage.
Yeah.
Do you see him as your father?
I don't say the term father, but like if there was something that needs to be done, like that with the father, like I would probably ask him about it.
Okay.
But and so
you consider him family?
Yeah, most definitely, him and all his family. But just seeing the way that, you know, everything he's done for my family and then everything his dad has done for their family, and just knowing that Alpha played a role in that, like it made me want to be a part of that.
Because they're good, upstanding, faithful people who do what they say they're going to do and don't like fuck you over. Yeah,
no, because like at the end of the day, it's a business. Like, the reason why whenever I say Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, we're really heavy on that. Every fraternity that you see is an incorporation.
Okay,
but
I didn't know that.
Out of a black fraternity, like especially back in 1906 when it was founded, to have the term incorporated for a black organization was huge. And so we would never fall short of neglecting that.
Where was it? What's the founding story?
It was founded in Cornell University, which is in Ithaca, New York.
Yeah.
By
good university.
What's up?
Really good university.
Yeah, very, very good. But also it was back in 1906 where oppression of blacks and everything was still a big deal.
Yeah.
And so
that's the thing a lot of people overlook too, is even like blacks in the North didn't have a great life. Like it's not like they weren't slaves and everybody in the North was like, oh yeah, we fucking love you. They're like, oh yeah, you're still a piece of shit. You're just not. You're just not a slave.
Yeah.
But we're still way better than you. That's basically the story of blacks until after Martin Luther King.
Yeah, most definitely.
And even a little bit after that. Yeah. All right, so 1906, they're at Cornell. These guys are doing pretty fucking good.
Well, doing pretty good. The 7 jewels, which is what we call them, 7 jewels. So we don't call them 7 founders, 7 whatever. 7 jewels. Names Henry Arthur Callish, Charles Henry Chapman, Eugene Kinkle Jones, George Biddle Kelly, Nathaniel Allison Murray, Robert Harry Ogle, and Burton Wilson Tandy.
This motherfucker.
Hey, like I said, we don't care about your party ethics, how many girls you can get. We care about you knowing what you're a part of and what you're gonna do for it.
Do you guys even have a house?
Yeah, we're the only only chapter in Arkansas that has a house.
Okay, so what is it? It's not on campus. Is it on campus?
It's right next to the football stadium. Like literally, like you got the football stadium. It's literally right next to it.
Oh fuck!
It's not. It's not like.
It's not like a traditional.
It's not your
frat
traditional
house.
frat sorority house, but it still houses like it can work as a frat house basically. Like you know, it's still big enough to operate as one.
Yeah. And so, all right. So, 7 Joules, they found the organization, and so for those of you who are wondering what the clicking is, that's me putting on my jacket, because I'm a pussy motherfucker and it's cold. All right. So, they found the organization. And it incorporated in 1906. Where does it go from there?
From there, it branches to Howard University, where they made the beta chapter, which obviously the alpha chapter is going to be at Cornell, and then it branches to Howard, which made a beta chapter. And since making another chapter back in the day, like I told you before, being a part of a black organization and actually, you know, making it something successful was not an easy task back then, especially for an African American. And so spreading to a new college, because they gained an interest in it, and just spreading to one college, like even if it's just one, to the beta chapter, like that just says like, okay, you know, we got something.
You're established,
yeah, we got something going here. And then from there, Eugene Kinkle Jones, the third Joule I said, he just bounced around from like different places. Like he would talk to people, and people just become interested. And so you got a chapter here, and you know it goes and you know. Alpha, beta, gamma, you know, it goes in all the whole.
I've never understood that. Is that how all fraternities work in their?
I don't know about.
I see like
I ain't gonna speak on the IFC because I don't know my facts on that.
What does IFC? Oh, that interfraternal council.
Yeah,
I didn't rush.
Or, as you called it earlier, white fraternity.
Right. Yeah, white fraternity incorporated. I mean, like that's not mean. That's like telling the truth. Is that fraternities have historically been white?
Yeah. No.
I mean, I'm not saying they're racist or anything, but that's just what it's been.
Well, I mean,
like it is what it is.
You can't say they're racist. I mean, they have black people. Some people have black people.
Yeah.
And speaking on that, I mean, that's what you said. Like when we were talking earlier about that, you know, mainly black, but we will and do accept white people.
Yeah.
China. We check everybody.
Yeah.
But it's just.
Well, it's just you have a much harder requirement to get in, and you have much more of a. You know, you're joining more of a brotherhood than most fraternities claim. I mean, they claim to be brotherhoods, but they're just there to get shit faced, and if you live in house, live with sticky floors for about a year. And I mean, like other than that,
I know
I'm speaking on shit I don't know, but just from what I've seen. I don't know what those motherfuckers do that's so productive.
Yeah. No, even the new Alpha chapter down in Arkansas Tech just crossed a white guy.
Yeah, no, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
shout out to my boy Tyler Haywood.
Which chapter are you guys?
We're Kappa.
And you see that thing right there where you knew who he was at Arkansas Tech. I doubt like anybody who's in
it's good.
fraternity at University of Arkansas knows.
So
other people.
I crossed. That's what we call it, crossed. And whenever you make it across the boating sands, as they call it, I crossed fall 17. Okay. And so, obviously around other campuses, there's going to be other people crossing fall 17. Mm-hmm. And when people do that, they call it your sands. Like every single one of y'all are part of the same sands. And from there,
sands. Like as in beach sands.
Yeah, like think of it like sands. Okay. And so, me and my LBs, my line brothers, which are the people that cross with me,
those are the people you stomp with.
We used to call it stomping. No, it's called stepping.
Stepping.
Well, but not even. I was
there's some movie. I'm ignorant.
not even just that. I mean, I don't just step with them. I step with my pro-fights, which are. I got a lot of definitions.
Yeah, go through them. I mean, we got some.
Yeah, no. So, anyways, like I said, my LB and my line brothers, we be talking to other fall 17 people. Like we have a group meet with them. We always be talking. Our district convention is coming up in a few weekends, so literally every Arkansas Alpha is about to meet up in one place.
Okay.
And so like,
where's that at?
It's in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Okay.
So Arkansas State.
Okay.
And then, but so when it comes to like the brotherhood in this general aspect of what the NPHC fraternities, like any single one of you got. So
what does NPHC mean?
What's up?
Wait, you said like NPHC or something like that.
It's like the Divine Nine. It's like all the black fraternity and sororities. Okay. Yeah, it's like you got the IFC, you got the BVC.
Well, to me, like that's like the traditional definition of a fraternity is that you're doing something besides partying your ass off, and it's supposed to bring you into a society that's higher than where you were, right, and kind of elevate you and show you because that's what college is like. you lived in this place and you don't know shit about life. And now you're going to go to college, you're going to meet people from other places and realize that no one knows shit about life, and you're going to learn about life together. And to me, that's what the point of a fraternity was.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the line, basically all fraternities lost that. But as far as what I've heard, what I've seen, what you're talking about is that HTFC? MPHC kind of has kept that to a certain extent.
Yeah, because like I said, and so on the University of Arkansas campus, it houses Alpha Phi Alpha, Kappa Alpha Psi, I want to say.
Okay.
Phi Beta Sigma. And so those are the fraternities.
Okay.
Oh, and Q Psi Phi as well.
Okay.
And then sororities, they got Zeta Phi Beta, Alpha Kappa Alpha, and Delta Sigma Theta.
Okay.
And so for all of them, like we all call it the same thing, you know, crossing, line brothers, line sisters,
Okay.
etc., etc. And for everybody, it's more than so. Like, okay, so when you like the IFC process, so I know you know about it.
I don't know shit about.
Well,
the
I mean,
IFC
like
process.
you've seen it happen, right? Like people walk around in the white T-shirts, going from house to house,
No.
all that stuff. All right,
Avery, you gotta realize, like, I lock myself in a room, study, work. When I need to relax, like, I don't go to parties. I count cash.
I got you.
Like that.
I
That's
got you.
that's
I
my
got you.
relaxing.
All right, so,
So,
with
like,
the
yeah, I have
with
no-
the
I have no
IFC,
clue.
with the IFC, from what I've seen, is you know you go to house, you talk to you know their people.
Oh, so this is
brothers.
like their what's it called? Rush, like the
There's like the rush
where
process.
you go to like different houses. Okay.
You go to different houses, talk to the brother, try to get a bid, right?
Okay, yeah.
Try to get a bid, try to get them to like you get the bid, and then I guess you'll pledge after that.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah, it's a pledge.
And so, in PHC, like that doesn't exist. Like you don't Yeah, I guess you can, but you would keep it low key. You don't express interest in multiple. You know, you express interest in one.
And how do you learn about multiple then?
Do your research, look it up, history.
Okay, so
what they're about.
these people aren't actively recruiting.
I mean, most definitely active. You do your programs, your stepping, your just involvement. Like we hang out at the Union Food Court, even if we're not eating, just just people can see us. You know
Okay,
what I'm
what I'm kind of mean is let me rephrase that is in there's no like rush process where you go around and see all the different houses.
No, like
and they kind of pitch themselves.
No. If I like me and Joe, if I didn't like want to be a part of Alpha or didn't know anything about it, like I could go all 4 years without ever learning about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
so it's something you have to seek out.
Yeah, I mean, you got us stepping at the Union Food Court, like right in front of the Union, and like people walking by, like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like on Founders Day, December 4th, this past semester, we had a little like step show, yard show. We strolled to some songs. And like you can just tell when people walk by, like they're kind of like they think it's cool. Well, like it's something different, so they think it's cool.
Yeah.
But some people are afraid to ask. Some people just keep walking.
Well, that's my thing is like I've seen it and like I've asked what it is, and people are like, "Oh, it's the Black Fraternity." But like I'm like, it's got to be something more than
exactly
quote the Black Fraternity. Like you can't just like group all of these people because like you're not even in the same. I mean, you're kind of the same parent organization. Excuse me, and that you have like ties to each other, but. Like you're not in the same organization.
It's even because I told you, like I said before, you can't express like if I can't like whenever they hold like they post on Instagram, they like, hey, we're having an interest meeting this day, right? And so and it's business casual, you gotta dress up your ties and stuff, and so I can't go to like say the Alpha Phi Alpha interest meeting and then next week go to Q Psi Phi's.
Okay.
Because then people talk and like they're gonna be like, oh,
we don't talk shit, we do say facts.
He's like, he was at this one and he was also at this one. Like you don't show interest. You do your research, you find out what they do, what they're about, and how they connect to your personal values. Okay.
So what's the difference? Why did you choose Alpha? Other than it's kind of in your family.
Yeah. One because it's in my family, but two, I noticed that like they have a different presence about them. Like they had like I tell you, a fraternity is a business at the end of the day, and that's what they're about. And after even being in it, I've realized that they're, we gotta get this done. We gotta get this done. We gotta get all before 2 months in advance, a month in advance. So can
you provide some examples of like what that kind of shit is?
For what I can provide, say like even like our districts I just told you about coming up in February. Like I'm up 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, stepping, passing on a step practice for a step show that we're gonna have there. We're putting together our district scrapbook. We got a quiz bowl. We're getting ready to the quiz bowl team. They're practicing their stuff. Like we do all the stuff we need to do, and all of this while we haven't thrown a party since late November, early December. And and so
so most people who are trying to get the quote college experience, like when people are like, oh, I want to get into college experience.
If you want the college experience,
like this is not for you.
No, I'm not gonna say.
I mean, it's a different college. It's not what people say when they say, oh, I want the college experience.
Yeah. Because we also like to say, like, we know why we came to school. Yeah. You came to school for the education.
Yeah, well, I think that's most people don't know why they're in school.
They came to school just to, go to the next step after high school.
Yeah, but that's the thing is I think probably at least 50% of people in school shouldn't be in school because they're just wasting their time and money.
Most definitely, I agree with you 100%.
And so, you're doing biochem. What's after that?
After that,
you getting into doctorate or I mean,
it's definitely after that. It's definitely going to be pharmacy school. But even with looking at maybe some internships and connections, I can get through Alpha and all that. If it branches me to a different area, then it branches to a different area. Yeah. But biochem is a good starting point where I want to start at.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can take it into a bunch of different directions. Yeah, exactly. And also, it's an emerging industry where a lot of investors are looking to throw in money. Yeah, i.e., why I read a few reports and throw a whole bunch of money into it and then probably lose it.
Yeah, like I said, my goal right now is pharmacy, but things change.
Yeah. So. All right. So basically, can you tell us a little bit about the process of I mean, I know you can't get into details, but a little bit about the process of becoming Alpha, and if you can compare that to other fraternities.
So, like I said, you don't go house, or I guess with that most. We're the only black fraternity also on campus that has a house, and so you couldn't go house to house. But even say I know some IFC fraternities don't have houses, so they just meet at the union room or something. You don't do that. You do your own research, do your background research. You gotta make your face known. So when they have a program, they post on Instagram, go to the program. And then you gotta talk to them. You can't just show up and expect it to be enough. You have to talk to them, make yourself known to the point where they know your name.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the same with other fraternities.
I know, but I'm saying but it's not you join a process. And
it's not
like a scheduled event. You're sitting in your bed. You're like, oh, at 5 we're gonna go to the Kappa Sig house.
Yeah, at 5 I have to show up. Whatever what they wear. They run around with ties and shit. They go around with groups.
You're sitting on.
They have some sort of, I don't know. It got way too complicated for me, and I'm just like, fuck.
You're sitting on your phone. You're scrolling through Instagram. You see the Alphas have a program at 9. You're like, oh, okay, I gotta go to that. You go to it. You sit there. And you walk in, you shake your hands with the buddy. Even if they don't know you, shake their hand. You shake their hand, you be like, hey, how you doing? And then after it's done, you talk to them about the program, talk to them about anything. Just get them to know who you are. I ain't gonna lie, when I first did it, it was nerve-wracking. You want to be a part of something bigger than you.
Well, especially if you want to be a part of it.
Yeah, you want to be part of something bigger than you, where they're selected. Many are chosen, few are frozen. Is the way you like to say.
Okay.
Many are chosen, few are frozen. It's one thing to be chose. It's one thing to actually become. Because I know whenever I first started out my process, there was 7 of us, and we ended with 5. Okay. And so, but the process with it that I can say is, it's tired. There's endless weekends, staying up late, doing, just heavy tasks that aren't supposed to be meant for a night, but as an Alpha, you can do it in a night. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so this isn't exactly the traditional fraternity, get drunk off your ass and
there's no drink 3 shots of Fireball there's just because I told you to.
Yeah, there's no that hazing, because to me that's hazing versus I don't know. I've seen kind of the pussification of fraternities recently. Whereas, a fraternity to me, if they tell you to run 10 miles, your bitch ass is running 10 miles. Yeah. But, if you tell me to drink, fuck off, dude. I'm not going to drink.
Yeah, no.
But, exactly. And so I see the difference. I see the drinking.
No stupid shit.
I see the drinking and, stupid shit is hazing versus I see, the stuff that's, quote, illegal and they can't do now. I see that as actual, the rush process, but most people don't.
Yeah, well, I mean, even if you want to get on the idea of hazing, I mean, you can think about this. The university is going to have this, outspoken policy on hazing, right? Yeah. But you know, kids running to class with their door backpacks or in a dragon costume. Like, that's still hazing. Like, regardless, regardless whether it's
kind of weird. Like, you wonder what
it's weird.
You wonder what the mental motivation.
You know what the motive. They're just trying to get laughed. You know, trying to be like, I made him do that.
For me, it's like a little bit.
No, it's most definitely weird. But like I was saying on my point, like, that's still hazing. Like, regardless whether it's funny or not, that's still hazing. But the university's still, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. How are they gonna have an outspoken policy on hazing, but then still let it be seen? But like,
because the university's pussies.
No, because the university is with IFC. You know what I'm saying?
So you guys aren't part of IFC.
No, it's two.
So when they have their like meetings and do their shit, like, you're not even invited.
No, that's two. It's two separate councils.
Is your council with the university?
Yeah, no, we're still with the university, but it's still like a university-sponsored like fraternity. Like, it's an all-formed way of fraternity.
Well, I get that, but my
and
thing is like,
if we wanted to partner with an IFC, we could.
Well, my thing is like, why aren't you in the same group anyways? Like, it's because to me, like, IFC kind of seems like your republic, right? So you have people representing, like, it's like your state senators, like, you know. Each state elects senators, so that means each frat elects senators. They go to Washington D.C. To me, that's IFC. Am I wrong in that, or?
You said what?
So like, you know, you got your different frats. They would each elect people to go to IFC, and then IFC is like Congress, like the U.S. Congress.
So,
is that wrong?
No, MPAC basically has like, we have, you know, a delegate that goes to MPAC meetings, and then we have, you know, some of our members are on the board.
Yeah,
and so there's still the same concepts.
But like, why isn't it the same thing?
I don't know the like founding dates of IFC, but I'm sure they were a lot earlier. And so it's just that.
Okay, so they were like an established organization.
Yeah, but then like the Divine Nine with all the MPAC.
What's the Divine Nine?
It's all the black fraternity and sororities. And so with them, like, they're all established later. And so also, like I said, with all the oppression, black oppression back in the day, it's one thing to, you know, have your IFCs, but then like, you guys all have these fraternities that weren't supposed to be a thing, you know, facing any adversity that they were trying to make the fraternity. And so it's just kind of like a partnership between all of them. Okay. And like I said, but like I told you, if my president, my fraternity went to Lambda Chi's president and they wanted to try to plan something together, like, there's nothing against that. Yeah. Like, we're not against, you know,
because like, you could be in the IFC, but it's a choice not to be, because like, you weren't originally there, and so you're trying not to disrupt their process. They're trying not to disrupt your process, and it's just two separate things.
I mean, there's nothing to it. It's just, can you say they're trying to disrupt your process when they don't know about it?
Well, like, I'm saying they're not trying to.
You know, they don't know about it, so how are they going to?
Oh, fuck! Now you got me, dude.
Because like you even said, like, no one.
Yeah,
like,
nobody on campus knows what the fuck you're doing.
People don't know about
I mean, I get that you're doing shit.
I mean,
like, but that's like my thing is like it's kind of stealthy. I like it.
No, exactly. Like, I had someone ask me once. They called me one time and they were like, "You guys having a party this weekend?" And I was like, I sat there for a little bit. I was like, "No." And they're like,
"What's a party?"
No. I said no. They said, "Why not?" I was like, what's that a party for? You know, I was like, what?
Yeah, that's kind of
party for?
My view on that. I mean,
and she said, they said it's a Saturday. I was like, okay, yeah, like there's business money can be made on a Saturday.
Yeah, that's not like not supporting your group or getting rid of IFC, but like that's kind of my view on partying in general, is that people party for no fucking reason.
No, they just go out on a Tuesday and
like to me, like, if you want to get blackout drunk, like,
that's not why you came to college.
Count a fat stack first, make a couple $1,000s, then you're asking go get drunk. But like, if you're not doing shit, like, why are you getting drunk? You don't deserve that shit.
Yeah. No, and then like I said, you're here for college. We're all here for college, and that's what we like to promote. Like, our chapter GPA was above a 3.0 this semester. Okay. And so even saying that for an MPHC fraternity, that's, you know, we have 13 members right now, and so for our fraternity GPA to be above 3.0, yeah, that's pretty good. And, you know, versus IFC that maybe has like 200 plus people, like, there's plenty of opportunity for, you know, people to boost up a GPA. Yeah. But this, we have 13 people, so if one person, you know, fails a lot.
Oh yeah, you have one person fail out, that would drop your whole GPA.
Yeah, at least half a point. But the fact that, you know, we're a fraternity, we get our stuff done. We do throw parties occasionally. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm actually going to do the math on that. If you had everybody get a 4.0 and then one person get all Fs and you're all in 15 hours, I'm going to do the math on that. We're going to put it in the description right here.
I bet
it's going to be a caption on this, whatever this. I'm going to have this video show, and I'm going to see how much it would drop your thing versus 200 members.
Put the pop-up like right here.
Yeah, well, they don't do pop-ups anymore. They do. I don't know. It's like cards or some shit. It's weird. But no, but I found a way to manipulate it. I can actually put it as a caption.
Gotcha.
And so I can go in and edit the captions. And so the auto-generated captions right here are going to be way fucked up. And it's not going to be what we're saying, but it's going to be me typing out the problem. Because that's interesting to see, you know, if you had 13 people and everybody got all A's and one person failed.
Yeah.
Versus you had 200 people and, you know, let's say...
Yeah, do the math on that too. Like,
yeah. Well,
say,
yeah.
like, a good... Try to do the ratio between one person to 13 to...
Well, if you do the ratio, it's going to be the same.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you're in biochem. You should know that shit.
But I should know. I had to go up to Cal too. That's all I had to take.
I got a C in survey, so... Hey, but I can formulate arbitrage equations to get Ferrari from the U.S. to the U.K., throw in tax, throw in if you wanted to come through Abu Dhabi and all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not doubting your skills.
So, yeah, I just don't see the purpose in survey. But, all right. So, we kind of got into a little bit of... Fuck, I stopped taking notes. But kind of how people act. And that... So the party thing, right? And that people are throwing parties for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And that... We were talking about a little bit off camera beforehand about, you know, kind of relationship sort of things and how people act and how, I mean, to me, nobody's really genuine anymore. And that, you know, if somebody tells you they're going to be somewhere at a certain time, you're going to have to text them at least like 17 times to remind them of that. Versus, I know you and me, when we were running and it was like 4:30 in the morning, like, you just show up. Yeah, you just show up. If you're not there, then fuck you. I'm starting anyways.
No, get there.
No, for people who don't know, me and Avery, what was that, summer after senior year of high school, through the fall of freshman year of high school, ran every Monday, Wednesday at 4:30 in the morning.
5 miles.
5 miles.
Monday, Wednesday.
We're going fast.
No,
too.
yeah, we got good at it too.
Yeah, no, we need to start doing that.
Most definitely.
Let's start doing that shit. Monday, Wednesday. Fuck, tomorrow's Wednesday.
Damn.
We starting that shit tomorrow? I'm down to start that shit tomorrow.
I mean, I got the other workout to 5 too, so we would have to.
Damn. We can do it.
We'll talk about it.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, no, but like, is that the thing? We just show up, and that's so rare amongst people these days. Mm-hmm. Is that I don't know. To me, people are always looking for what's like the best thing in that moment. And they don't really think about other people or anything. They're just kind of focused on themselves.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to input on that?
No, I agree with that 100%, especially with the world now. I mean, so with the world how it is nowadays, you can't help but be something. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially even thinking about you.
Yeah, because
like,
nobody gives a shit about you.
Think about it, it's like you like if you make a fat stack, you know, that you like that's me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you didn't do that, I did that.
Yeah.
But see, that's a different type of self. That's like, hey, I worked for this, I made that.
Yeah.
And so that's mine. But nowadays, like a lot of people just feel more entitled, selfish.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my dad and mom been treating me nice all my entire life. Like, you should treat me nice too. Like, I'm not gonna treat you nice. If you're not gonna treat me nice, I'm not gonna
it's like to me, like, respect is earned.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get like, sorry to people listening to this, but I mean, if I don't talk to you, I don't have any feelings about you. But like, I probably don't give a shit about you either. And that's not to be like in a mean way, but it's just being honest in that you're not in my life. And like, if the people who are in my life, I'm trying to see them win. Yeah. And I'm trying to see myself win. And, you know, other people, like, if you're not going to be involved in my life, I'm not going to be involved in yours.
I mean, if I meet a new person, I'm not going to, you know, shun them out. Or
I'll invite them in. But
yeah,
like,
I'm invite them in and, you know, talk to them and everything. But then if do that talking, if I learn, you know, they're just a selfish, egotistical asshole. Like, I'm not gonna...
they tell you they're going to do something, right? So, like, I mean, fuck. Let me try to think of an example that applies to everybody. I don't know, just somebody says they're going to do something for you, right? And like they don't do it. You're like, once, all right, it's cool. Yeah. But like next time they're like, like people who fall through, you know?
Well, I mean, it depends what that once is, too.
Well, yeah, I mean, just think like, I don't know, a normal example. It's like, just like people who fall through and that, you know, that's why I deleted social media. Because, you know, I'm like looking at Instagram and shit, and I don't even talk to these motherfuckers. You know, if they want to talk to me, they have my phone number. Yeah. But like, you'd be surprised. Like, I bet you if you deleted anybody on this podcast right now who's listening to this shit, delete your social media for 72 hours and see who texts you. See who texts you, because it's gonna be a very small number of people.
Well, I mean, it's just like that thing they say, like, see how many people hit you up once you don't hit them up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing too, is that, you know, I mean, we're kind of not, we don't really have shit in life right now, but at some point I plan to. And I would like to know whenever I do have shit who I can trust and who I can't.
Yeah.
And you can't figure that out once you have shit. Because
No,
once you
most
have
definitely.
shit, people are going to hit you up.
Yeah, once you have what everyone else has, they're gonna hit you up. Even if it's not to ask for what you have, it's to ask how you got what you had.
Yeah.
And at that point, you're like, where were you at when I didn't have it?
Bitch, you
And-
wasn't with me shooting at the gym. Oh, I wish that song wasn't copyrighted. I'd play it right now.
But no, and even that can be tied to Alpha too, because
I mean, you're seeking them out. You're trying
No,
to
I
become
seek-
a member of
most
an
most
organization, and that, you know, I'm sure being a
no,
small
but
organization.
I'm not
13
even talking about just like getting in. I'm talking like I remember, you know, from before even crossing to after crossing, like the amount of people that would hit me up and like after I cross, like it's different whenever like a brother hits you up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like a brother from even a different chapter. You know, congratulations, bro. Like welcome to the family. Welcome to the work. The work just starts now. All this stuff. Like it's different when that, because you know what I'm saying. That's a new brother you just gained. But whenever someone hits you up, they're like, "Oh my gosh, congrats, blah blah." Like
I haven't talked to you in 2 years.
No, it's not even. I haven't talked. It's who are you? Like
Damn.
that's how it's.
I mean, that's kind of really how it is, though. 'Cause
No,
if we didn't have social media, right, and somebody doesn't
Yeah.
talk to you for 2 years, like imagine we don't have social media, imagine we don't have cell phones, you only got the people you're talking to face to face. If you don't talk to somebody for 2 years, you're legitimately going to forget who the fuck they are.
Yeah,
And you're not going to know what's going on in their life.
And the fact of, like I'm saying, like when I first posted, you know, my crossing on my Instagram, like I had people, you know, DM me from that post, like, oh, congrats, and I'm just like who are, like, you never once talked to me a day before I got these letters on my chest, and then you're gonna talk to me now after I got it. Like, it's people like that. Like, don't. I mean, anybody listen to this, like, don't hit me up or anything, like, just because I got something. Like, hit me up because you want to genuinely know who I am.
I mean, like, if somebody I haven't talked to in, like, 10 years here's this shit, and they, like, walk up to my house, and they're like, hey, what's up? Like, all right, we're having a face-to-face conversation, you're back in my life. But, like, I mean, don't hit me up with some fake shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I got
I don't
you.
really know how to say it, but I guess
I
that's
mean,
because I don't think about it, because I deleted my fucking social media.
For lack of better words, I mean, just don't hit me up with fake. Like, I mean, that's so true. Like, because nowadays, because like we were just talking
Everybody's
about,
fake
like,
these days.
People feel entitled to what
Everybody's fake
people
these
feel
days.
entitled, and so they're gonna go off and search for someone who got it just so they can copy what they do and get it. Like, even, I mean, you can even relate it to like a simple like say going to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude's big, so you're gonna do everything he did just to get that way. Like, no, like, I mean, you can take, like, you know, some things he did, maybe some things, and just make it your own. Like, at the end of the day, make whatever you do your own.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's one thing to pull ideas, but it's another thing to pull all. I mean, I guess, yeah, you can tell you like plagiarism, but even like not writing stuff down, just, you know, taking this idea, taking that, merging
like,
it, and just
asking
what
them. I mean, like,
or
just,
even,
like, go up to them and talk to
even
them.
like what you did in London, just talking to people.
Yeah.
Like, just a simple talking to someone can change your entire outlook on something.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of where I got the purpose of it, is that my whole job was basically, how do I sum it down? I mean, go look at my LinkedIn, it has the shit on there, but the brief on my job was to facilitate transactions and get shit moving. And to do that, I mean, you got to know people. And that I send somebody an email, they don't give a fuck who I am, even if I could make them $1 million that same day.
Yeah.
Right? Is because they don't know who the fuck I am. And so they're going to invite me in, they're going to have a meeting at their office. Next time we're going to have a meeting at my office. Next time we're going to go to lunch. Next time we're going to have a meeting at their office. And then maybe we'll talk about business.
Yeah.
And that, you know, it's just...
You get to know the person.
Yeah, you get to know the person. And I don't know, I just see a lot of people these days, they're looking for the instant gratification. And that...
They want it now. They want everything now.
But like, then they're not willing to put in the work for it. And I mean, I don't. It's kind of. I'm still going through the process, but it's just, you know, when I deleted social media, the amount of people I talked to went from. I mean, that's the thing is, on social media, you don't even know who you're talking to, really.
Yeah.
Is that like you'll see people like
Snapchat, you can just swipe up and be, you know, comment on their story and they'll comment back.
Like people comment on your story, like, are you talking to that person, or are you just like? I mean,
it really depends if you like, what I guess swipe up is what they say. If you swipe up and then start talking, like, it depends. If you say like something they would probably want, don't talk. In that case, you're not really talking.
Like, yeah,
you just
you
commented on what they posted.
Yeah, but like that for me, like that was so much of what was happening in my life, is that it would just be like a one there, one back, or they'd send me something, I'd send something back, and then that'd be it.
Yeah.
And that, you know,
it's even like a text message, like you said, delete all your social media, see how many people text you. A text message, like, you don't, text for the sole purpose just to say one thing. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
mean, like, unless you were like, you know, like, get this, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, go, can you get this?
Well, I mean, if you were talking about something earlier, or like
Yeah.
you know somebody's doing something, and they, like you talk to them on a regular basis, like, hey, you're at the store, grab eggs or some shit like
it's
that.
it's different like that. But like when you text someone, it's like you have a purpose of like a conversation.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like not to put it in terms of, but like that's a really simple example. Is so like you're at the store, right? And social media is people messaging you saying, "Hey, grab me eggs." Like they're not really saying that, obviously, because you don't live with these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But you know, they're sending you a message saying, "Hey, grab me eggs." You're sending back a message. All right, cool.
Yeah, got you.
That's the end of the story.
Yeah.
And to me, like that's not any way to have any sort of relationship.
That's not. I mean, what kind of relationship?
And
Like that. That's not.
that's. I mean, but that's so many people these days.
I mean, because you can't judge them too hard off it though. I mean, that's the society we live in.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I guess I'm kind of searching for a deeper purpose in that.
No, I mean your idea of deleting your Instagram. I'm not saying like. I mean, delete your Instagram. You're going against the social norms by far. Don't be wrong. Because you know everyone and the mother has a Snapchat nowadays.
Yeah.
And so I mean I'm not dictating Snapchat whatsoever. You know I use Snapchat, but I'm saying like just getting away from it. Like that's definitely not the norm, but it's definitely a way to like figure stuff out.
Yeah. Well, I mean it's just me when I deleted it. You know I just had a shit ton more free time.
Yeah.
And I did go through like this weird withdrawal period, which was really weird for me, which is why I'm hesitant. I put it back on so I can promote the podcast.
Yeah.
But like I delete that shit. I download it, promote the podcast, delete that shit. And that I'm trying not to get back onto it because when I deleted it for like 3 weeks, I felt like shit. And I'm like, man, I'm not talking to anybody. Nothing's going on in my life. You know, I'm just not doing anything, being a lazy piece of shit. But like really, is I wasn't talking to anybody in the fucking first place.
Yeah. I mean, even that makes sense because like if you delete all your social media and you go from like this person that's talking to a lot of people to all of a sudden not, like I feel like you come to this realization that you're like, I'm not talking. Like
yeah, I'm not talking to anybody. That was my realization. It hit me hard like a motherfucker, and that you know I put my phone number out on there, and just like.
Yeah, you said
I
remember you said you need something, text me.
Yeah, if you need something, text me, and I put it up like 2 days in a row, and then I deleted Snapchat, and I did the same thing on Instagram. I'm pretty sure. No, I mean. Now that I'm promoting the podcast, it has the link to the podcast in my Instagram bio for basically the whole month of January, a little bit of the end of December. My bio was just my phone number, and it said deleted app, text me, and same thing on Twitter. And not a single person that I didn't already text texted me at all.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, these are people that I have like communicating with, and that you know it goes from like, you know. I'm quote talking to, you know, like 20, 30 people a day to like 3, 4. So I'm talking like you, Spencer, Zan, Zach, Ian, you know, and that's basically fucking it.
Yeah.
But like on Snapchat, I had streaks. Well, I mean, Lucas too, and then there's like, I don't know. There's probably 10 people. I can't think of anybody.
No, you have these like streaks, and like don't get me wrong, I have streaks too. But at the end of the day, like I'm gonna look at them and even know myself like they're not.
Yeah, like that person doesn't give a shit about you.
There's no purpose like behind the streak. Like at the end of the day, you want to keep it. Like anything that happens, you're like, oh, we gotta keep the streak, whatever. But at the end of the day, like even I can't deny the fact that like there's not a purpose behind it. Like if that streak were to break or like y'all didn't snap for like 5 days, like odds are like either unless it was someone like you really like would talk to like genuinely, you wouldn't even know what happened.
Yeah.
And like I'm not like I've had that happen. Like I've had like a long snap break, but then like I won't think about it, and then I'll be scrolling through like the conversation history. And
you didn't even miss that person.
Yeah, I'll be like I didn't even notice because it's social media. Like you're sending a snap of your face or whatever you're doing to each other back and forth, but like you're not genuinely having that face-to-face conversation.
Well, that's my thing too. Is like there was snap streaks, you know, where I'd have like a like 50, 60, 70 day streak, and where we were actually talking to the people, but like you just fall off and neither of you even noticed that the streak was gone, and it's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so that's my thing is even when you're on social media, if you're having like full blown conversations with people, to me it's just not the same. And that
it's hard to build a memory off that.
Yeah, because like I don't remember anything that I talked to anybody about on Snapchat ever.
Exactly. I mean, mainly also to the fact that it disappears as soon as you're done with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, like I don't know. I kind of see that as a society we live in, is that a lot of people kind of disappear whenever you're not good for them.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like you're bad for them. I'm just saying like they came to you for a benefit. The benefit's gone. They're gone.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. To me, that's why I didn't rush, and that's what I saw. Well, I also in that I saw it's kind of the same thing in high school where you come into high school, everybody hangs out in their cliques. Near the high school, everybody's like, "Oh, I love everybody," you know, and like they're hanging out with people they never fucking talked to before.
Yeah.
And then I look at college, and I see my brother and like older people who are like juniors, seniors. They're doing the exact same shit we did in high school, and you got people repeating the process over again. For me, Alpha is different because there's requirements and it's such a small, close group of people, and you didn't know a single person in high school really.
I knew I knew one of them. One of them went to a high school.
Yeah, but if it's who I'm thinking of, he's like a year older than us, isn't he?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, and so it's
and
not.
So he was more.
It's not like your buddies.
Oh, he's two. He's two. He was more. He was in my brother's grade, so he was more like his. So yeah, most definitely we'd say like there was none of my like friend like even my line brothers. I didn't know a single one of them before I went in, but now at the end of the day, every single one of them guys will be at my wedding. Like those guys, I would do anything for at this very
and that's the thing to me is that when I see a lot of people rush fraternities, is that they wouldn't rush the fraternity if no one they knew was doing it.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, if I'm gonna do something that takes that much time, I'm only gonna do it because I want to do it, and it's because it's what's good for me.
It's gonna be beneficial.
And if other people want to do it for that same reason, I fuck with them. If they don't, I don't fuck with them. But I didn't see anybody who was doing it for that reason. I saw people who were grouping up with their friends, and I see people who are forming these cliques, and those cliques are very, very fucking dangerous.
Yeah, we don't want anybody who's just gonna take the letters and run off.
Yeah.
Like we don't want anybody who's gonna join cross, and then when there's business to be done, you're not around to do that business. Like if we're throwing a program and you don't show up once, that's fine. You know, okay, you don't show up one time. But if like every single program your face is not showing, like then you're GDI, like God. I don't want to say it like that. A gosh damn individual.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I try to avoid that too.
Yeah.
It's hard though.
No. Yeah. And then even like just
shout out Jesus.
Even just wearing the letters right now, like with our letters, like you'll never catch our letters on the back.
Yeah.
Never go on the back.
Is that intentional? That's intentional?
Yeah, it's very intentional. You'll never catch it. It's always on the front of us, loud and proud.
I never liked anything in the back. I don't like those shirts with the signs on the back. They're
and
weird to me.
You also never catch
Southern Comfort
you also never catch a non-alpha wearing alpha stuff. Even like an alpha.
I think that goes for regular.
Well, no. Even like an alpha's girlfriend. Like she would never wear his t-shirts, never wears hoodies, never, nothing. I like that. It's strictly our fraternity stuff. Our letters. We own this. We got it. We worked for this.
See, I don't really fuck with relationships. Not in that like I don't fuck with people, but like I kind of don't fuck with how people operate.
Yeah.
And that so like I don't know if I was ever in a relationship like you're not wearing much fucking shit. Like that's.
I'm not
my clothes.
I'm not against like occasional hoodie or something there. But like, if someone like this was the only thing in the room, they're like, "Hey, can I wear your letters?" Like it's at the end of the day, like it's like I don't like even in a closed room where no one would even know.
It just has a higher purpose.
I'm respecting my fraternity.
Yeah,
I'm respecting my everyone. Got like we like we don't drink in our letters. So even if we do a party at our own house, we're not wearing our letters.
What does that work if you get a tattoo? Can you not drink everything?
I mean, if you get a tattoo, we don't.
Damn, that just mind fucked it.
No, I'm just like I don't know. For my view on that, like if you get a tattoo of Alpha Phi Alpha, you just do a little too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's. I mean, I guess you can get like an ape because you know what I'm saying.
What's up with that whole thing?
What?
Is it with the ape shit?
Yeah, it's a mascot.
Okay.
Kind of like a mascot. It's just like our persona we put up.
Okay.
But it's nothing to do. Because then you get that, and then you get the people that are like, black people, apes, monkeys, you know what I'm saying? But it has no correlation with any of that.
Okay. Yeah, I never thought about it from that perspective.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's kind of interesting why they do that. No, but did you see that, you probably didn't because it's like UK news, but you know who H&M is?
H&M, the store, the clothing line?
Yeah, did you see that? They had
the coolest monkey in the jungle?
Yeah, that thing.
Man, like... When it comes to that,
if you motherfuckers don't know what I'm talking about, I'm putting it on the screen right now because it's not copyrighted. That was really fast.
even with that, like I see the room for anger. You know what I'm saying? You know, coolest monkey in the jungle. It just has to be the black kid that's wearing it. I see the anger for that, but at the same time, the way people acted about it, you see the videos, the way people acted about it.
I deleted my social media.
You had black people going into the store and just trashing it, like throwing it, what are the show? You just trashing the stores, and I'm like, in that case, like, you do look like a monkey. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are literally giving yourself the persona that, like, you didn't want from that shirt.
Well, my thing too was it's kind of like a way that they weren't racist, and that, like, oh, it's a black kid wearing this thing that says monkey, but, like, we didn't even think about that.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, like, look, they posted it so freely.
Yeah, they're such a huge fucking company, right? If they wanted to be racist, they would be out of business. Yeah, because, like, you can't do that shit. And so to me, it was just kind of like they did some shit, and I don't know, bad shit happened. But I mean, you see that a lot these days, where people just interpret. People love being offended.
People love
white people too. This is not a racist thing. But look at who's offended in fucking Hollywood. Look at who runs the show. Look at who runs all this identity politics, if you will. It's fucking white people. White people will love to get offended. The shithole country remarks. I didn't see anybody who wasn't white go off about that. Yeah, like, it's not your fucking country. You don't know anyone there. You've never been there. It may literally be a shithole, and you don't know, because you've never even talked to anybody from there. So quit being fucking offended.
I mean, you still have those people that, like, work from those countries, and it's like they
I understand
they post, like, a picture and be like, oh, this is my shithole country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, I understand you're from that country.
I feel what you're saying. Yeah, most people who speak on the subject matters of mostly anything political or debating across the world has no idea what they just know what they know off Twitter. You know what I'm saying? They know what they saw off of a 140 character tweet. Yeah. They don't know facts, details, and that's my thing. Like, you're not gonna see me arguing on a case that I don't know anything about. And so, like, even for that, like, monkey thing, I'm not gonna say, they're on the wrong, they're on the right, they're on the right, they're on the wrong, because at the end of the day, I haven't done my heavy research on it. I don't know what I don't know, like, the HMM's, like, CEO. I don't know how he feels about.
You don't even know who dressed the kid.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and also, there's so many people on that set too. You gotta think about, there's probably,
and you gotta think
on a set like that, they're doing a massive shoot. There's probably 200, 300 people there. The kid's mom is probably there. The kid's.
No, you think they just walked up to the kid and they said, "Hey, you want to take a picture?" And the kid said yes. They know his mom said okay, and you know what his mom said okay to? Him wearing those clothes.
Exactly. So probably the exact shirt.
Exactly. And so she saw his. She
saw the picture. She probably dressed him.
She probably, you know what I'm saying? Like, she probably saw it all, saw it posted, and then saw the blow up. Yeah. And it's one thing,
and then she gets offended.
It's one thing to act rational, but, like, I don't know, with the whole situation, like, the way people handled it is either, I mean, there's point, like, some people make good points about, it can be, like, obviously it can be considered racist. Yeah. But at the same time, like, don't act stupid. Like I told you, the videos of people just trashing HMM. Like, don't, like, what does that change? Yeah, like, the picture is already on the internet. Like you said,
also, like, I haven't seen the videos, but I guess I'll just overlap them right now, because there's no way they're copyrighted, of the people running into H&M and trashing it. Yeah, that just seems like a bad image. That was my whole thing with not to get into, like, politics and shit, but, like, the Baltimore riots. Yeah, that cost, like, billions of dollars.
Exactly.
Billions of if I don't, it's just for me,
and it'd be their own town. And
yeah, so, you know, it's like their own fucking town.
You know what that means? Like, you gonna pay taxes to pay off what you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And
damn,
so
I never even thought about it.
So why you acting like that's the thing? Like, when people act irrational and just start breaking stuff and throwing stuff and just spitting all talk on Twitter, like,
yeah, no, I saw some video.
Like, you just look stupid.
I saw some video. It's old now. I don't know if it was Baltimore or Chicago or Ferguson or some shit, but people were actually blocking an ambulance that had somebody in it. Like, this ambulance is trying to go to the hospital, and these motherfuckers here, because they're protesting, they're protesting, so they're basically, I don't know what they're doing, but, like, there's somebody in that ambulance. You don't get an ambulance because, you're just fucking around, you broke your leg. Like, the sirens are on, that bitch is trying to go somewhere, and you're gonna block it.
They're just blocking it.
Yeah, they're just standing in front of it. I'll put that video up right now too, and to me that's just, like, it makes you look so bad. Yeah. And also it's like I don't know, just for me, is I don't think I could ever stand in front. I mean, even if I shot the motherfucker and he's in the ambulance dying, I don't know if I could stand in front of that ambulance and stop it.
You know what I mean? That's just like
that's I mean it's
Your
just not the right way to do it.
Like even like if especially if the person really needs to get to the hospital, like you basically are intentionally killing them.
Yeah, well, also too is like the person's like the ambulance is coming from the riot. The ambulance is trying to get through the riot, so it's probably someone who was in the riot. So it's probably somebody who's on your side.
Yeah, but even bigger
because like back when those riots were a thing, they didn't have like counter riots, right? Not like they have the thing in Charlottesville, right? Well, there was two different protests, and there was two separate groups. Like that's a new thing where you have two separate groups, where you have a protest and a counter protest. And I'm not saying anything about it. I'm not talking about that subject. All I'm saying is there were two separate groups. Yeah. And that now it seems like you have a lot of protests where there's two separate groups. And I don't remember that until 2017.
There was like typically when there was a protest, it was like, you know, you got this person protesting for this one cause, and you know that's what was covered. Yeah. But nowadays, like you said, it's like
I think people just like getting offended.
No, most definitely. People are like, you got these people protesting this, and these people say, hey, we don't like that. So they're going to step up in here and they're going to protest. And then you got this third group who's like, hey, we don't like that. You know, like everyone just thinks they have to be pleased 24/7. Like there's nothing in this world that, I promise you, at no point in this time in your lifetime will you be pleased about everything that's going on in your life.
Yeah, no, I think that's the thing is like, two separate points here. One's going to get really in depth. The other might. Psychology, you like this shit. No, but all right, so let me write one down, just make sure. Sorry for the silence. I'm new at this podcasting shit. Fuck, I already forgot one of them. Okay. Yeah, I need to get my ADD fixed. White people problems. No, but all right, so, and this thing where everybody loves to get offended, right? Is you can only have so many people get offended before everyone's offended. Yeah. Because you have people getting offended for bullshit reasons, right? For example, what's something less serious than the H&M thing that people got offended over?
I mean, people even got offended over the fact Donald Trump became president.
All right, so this motherfucker gets elected, right, into, like, office, right? Most of you motherfuckers didn't vote, and that's why Hillary lost. Shocker, I know. Show up to the fucking... Literally, if all the Bernie people showed up to the fucking polls, Bernie Sanders would be president right now. Yeah. Like, that's a fact. Like, oh, I'm gonna vote for Bernie. But, oh man, voting's bullshit, man. It's rigged. Well, yeah, if you don't show up, it is rigged because you're not voting. Yeah. So register to vote. I think there's primaries coming up this year, actually. Yeah. For something 2018. Yeah, it's an even year. But all right, so everybody loves to get offended, but at some point, I think there needs to be like a line drawn where like you can't get offended about that because you don't know what you're talking about.
No, most definitely.
And so that's the short one. Cross that off the list. The other one is kind of this identity thing, and where if one person in that group gets offended, all of a sudden everyone in that group has to get offended, or else they're kind of not in that group anymore.
Yeah, well, that goes off what we were talking about even with social media, just going off social norms. Because like nowadays people are afraid to stand out. It's kind of like the bystander effect. You know, if someone's
what's the bystander effect?
If someone's laying there hurt and you know everyone's walking by him. Mm-hmm. Everyone's walking, like no one wants to do something, but say someone looks hurt and one person needs down and help, you know, and then you got the next person. Mm-hmm. Oh, let me help. Oh, that's next person. Oh, let me help.
That's interesting. I heard when in my lifeguard course, it was not related to anything lifeguarding, but they said like if something serious ever fucking happens and you're alone and you need people to do shit and there's people there, you point at the motherfucker who you want to do shit and you say, hey, you call 911. You go stand out in front of the pool. Yeah. Tell me when the ambulance here. And so you're calling them out, and so you're forcing them in that moment, right? They have to make a choice, and their choice isn't no longer to stand out or not. Their choice is to do what the fuck you said or not. Yeah. You already made them stand out, and so that's the hard part for a lot of people.
Well, that's the thing. Because think about it, like in that situation, if you trying to help someone and like you know you're doing everything, you're gonna have that person off in the corner like just shocked, like not going all the time, and if you know. He's not saying anything, she's not saying anything, he's not saying anything, everything not saying anything, they're not going to say anything. Yeah. And so, like you said, if you point at them and say, you do this, like, and like you said, in that case in time, like, it's no longer, you know, you're standing and watching, following what they're doing. It's like, the guy,
you're involved now.
You're involved. You're heavily involved, especially if it's something like that, call 911. Like, you heavily involved. And, like, at that point, like you said, you have a choice to call 911 or not to call 911. Yeah. But also, in that case, if you don't call 911, you have all those bystanders seeing you not call 911.
Yeah, but like that's the thing is I think in our society today is they would judge your ass for not calling 911, but they didn't call 911 either.
Exactly.
And
like,
so
if you didn't call 911, they'd be the first person to go off and tell each other, man, this dude told him to call 911.
Yeah, they probably tweet about it right there.
He'd be like, man, he said call 911. The dude said, nah, I ain't calling 911. You know what I'm saying? But did you call 911? Like,
no, motherfucker, you didn't. And so I think, I don't know, it's just like everybody wants to be seen in a positive light by everybody. And
I wouldn't even go that far because like if you want to be seen as positive light, then the bystander effect wouldn't even exist because if a dude's laying there hurt.
Well, no, I'm saying in like as in they don't want to differentiate from what everyone else is doing, and that they don't want to draw attention to themselves.
In that case, they just want to follow the social norms.
Yeah.
But because you got the occasion people do stand out, do color the hair, do whatever, that's okay. That's
Shout out people who color their hair. I was always thinking about making my hair purple.
All right, wait.
Yeah, but another group of people took that from me. So I can't do that shit.
I got you. But no, like I said, like you got people that express their individuality, and that's good for them. I'm proud of them for being comfortable in their own skin. But at the end of the day, the majority of the people will keep their hair normal blonde,
keep their head down, just do what everybody else is doing, not draw themselves.
Yeah,
and
basically.
I don't know. That's something I've always wondered about, and that. Most people don't think about, why and so when you joined Alpha, you had to think, all right, this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it, this is why I want to do it, this is how I'm going to do it.
This is why I want to put myself through all the hard work, all the late nights, this is why I want to do this.
And I'm sure that's taught you to take that to other processes of your life. For example, can I talk about your mom for a little second?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and so that we were talking a couple months ago when I was in London, and you're telling me that you want to get through college so that you can help your mom, right? Yeah. And so you want to do this. You want to become a pharmacist. I mean, pharmacists make good money, right? So you can buy your mom shit because she's always been there for you, and so that's your purpose, right? That's your purpose right now.
Yeah.
And I think most people who, especially our age, you had to sit down and consciously think, I want to do this because this is what's going to happen, and this is what I'm going to do with it. I don't think most people have thought about that with anything.
Okay, so the whole, I'm gonna keep working until my mom ain't got to, or I'm gonna eat until my mom ain't got, all the, typical, things for their mom.
Well, for you, it's different.
A lot, because a lot of people say that, I'm not gonna lie, that may be a cliche thing for me to say, but at the end of the day, like you said, like, I knew that Alpha would get me a network to other people, to brothers that would want to help me, just because I earn my respect, and I obviously show a care to want to be in this, because we don't just join and not know that. I know my history, I know my stuff, I know what I'm supposed to do, I know what I'm supposed to do, I know that it's all business, not just partying.
And next year you're gonna show up, the year after that you said there was something where you go after you're kind of in the
year after I'm gonna be Alpha, the next year after I'm gonna be Alpha. Now I mean obviously of course you gotta pay your dues and everything.
Yeah,
that's obviously, but throughout the rest of my entire life, like I would be an Alpha. Even after I graduate, like I told you, the University of Arkansas's grad chapter, we call it OZL, Omicron Zeta Lambda.
Okay.
And for Alpha, if it has Lambda at the end of the chapter name, that is key for a graduate chapter.
Okay, so that's anybody who has graduated college.
Yeah, so after I graduate, I will switch over and become Omicron Zeta Lambda, given I paid my dues and everything for that.
Yeah, okay. Do other fraternities have that?
I don't know about IFC. I know MPAC.
Okay.
And then like I even told you, when I pass away, like when I die, we even have a chapter for that. It's called Omega chapter. So when I pass away, I joined Omega chapter.
Does your name get like put somewhere and it's just like stays there forever?
I mean, it's just like a way to like keep honoring your brothers, basically.
Yeah. Well, it gives that higher purpose.
It gives you like. It makes you not makes you think, because it makes you know that you're going somewhere where even your other brothers are. And then even in a poem by one of our brothers, Brother Freeman Montague Jr., is called He Ain't Heavy. It says, even in cities of population 2, I even have a brother there. And what that tells you is that, like I said, anywhere I go, like I can go up to New York, I can go to California, I can go to Florida. If all corners of the United States, I go meet an Alpha, that's my brother. I would do anything for that guy.
Yeah,
and he would do anything for me. And like, it's not even like I have to like talk to him about it and get to know. It's a known fact that and like I can't speak on IFC fraternity, but I I really don't think it would be like that. If
I would highly doubt it.
I
Yeah.
really, like even like a Sig Nu poster would go down to
you
Florida.
know, you have people,
and like yeah, they're gonna party with the Sig Nu people, but then those Sig Nu people are instantly just gonna be like
those people don't even know people who are in their own pledge class.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, how can you be a family, a bond with 200 people?
Well, I mean, you can.
No, you most definitely can.
It's gonna take a lot of work.
Do they know their phone number? Do they know what size shirt they wear? Do they know what size,
like
I know that about my LDs.
That's the thing.
I know that
I was talking. That's when I was considering rushing. I was talking to somebody who was in a certain fraternity, and I mentioned somebody else who I knew in that fraternity who was their same age.
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, I've never heard of that. Never. Who?
Yeah.
And then I mentioned somebody who's a year older than them. Who?
Yeah,
and then I mentioned somebody who's my age who had been hanging out with that fraternity, and his brother was in that fraternity.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh no, I've never heard that last name." I'm like, "What the fuck?
No,
are you in a brotherhood or not?"
We can't learn like the lines that cross like fall 13, fall 14. Like even like we care to learn even their line names. Like you get like a special line name when you cross that's like just like personalized to you, and like we even care to even know
personalized to you as an individual or as your line.
As me individual, like I have my own line name. My 2 has his own line name. My 3, my 4, my 5, and then we all have a boat name that would be all of us.
Okay.
And so, like I said, we even care to like know about the past people, which are pro-fights. Like I said, pro-fight is the people who have been in a fraternity longer than you, like or like even a semester before you. And so, like I'm considered a neo right now, and a neophyte, which is the like
first year.
Yeah, even first year, it's like the latest line that is crossed. And so once we get another line that crossed, then I become a profile.
I tell you guys are just once a year.
No, we do it every semester.
Every semester, okay. So
yeah,
you have
even if there can be semesters where you don't have one, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, we aim for every semester.
Yeah. Is that it's an option every semester?
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that shit's gonna happen. Okay. So what was that process? I mean, there's only 13 people in your fraternity, right, in total?
I believe so.
But you know all of them.
Yeah.
But like, if they saw you, they'd know who you are.
Most definitely. Definitely.
All right. Well, I mean, most fraternities can't say that shit. I mean, most fraternities, to be fair, have a lot more than 13 people. But
yeah,
I mean, it's kind of just a principle.
It's the fact that we take the time out of the day to care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I care for my brothers. I care for my family. Like, they're all family at the end. Like, there's nothing I wouldn't do for. Like I say all the time. There's nothing I wouldn't do for any single one of them, even if I had just met them.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing I wouldn't do to them.
Well, it's because they went through the same induction process.
Yeah, they went through the same process. I know they earn the respect, especially if I checked them on the history and they know the history. Like, it shows me they care about the fraternity at the end.
Well, to me, also, too, is I know people who have recently graduated or graduated a couple years ago who they didn't even put their fraternity on their resume.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
at the end of the day, Alpha Alpha is not going to be on my my degree. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it will not say Alpha Alpha.
Well, yeah, I know, but when you're applying to a job, are you?
Yeah, I'm going to put it on the
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about like I know people who have applied to jobs who have taken it off their resume.
Well, see, because I don't know, the way I see it is IFC is I was in college versus MPAC is I am.
Okay.
Like. IFC, like you graduate and you're talking about, let's say 30 years later, you're talking about it, right? You're talking about college. You're like, oh yeah, I was in Sig Nu, blah, blah, blah. 30 years later for me, I'm be sitting there and be like, yeah, I am an alpha. Like, I am this, I am that. And like, even I saw a video, one of our sister sorority, AKAs, the Alpha Kappa Alpha, they're the first black sorority.
Were they also at the same, at Cornell?
No, they started at Howard.
Okay.
They started at Howard.
So is that what part of why you transferred to Howard, or you opened up a beta?
No, that was before their time. We were founded in 1906. They were founded in 1908.
Okay.
And so when
did the Howard open up? The Howard the beta chapter.
When did it open?
Yeah.
Same year.
Okay.
No, not same year. 2007. Oh, 2007.
1907. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it was a precursor. Okay.
Yeah, and so even with that. Like the sorority, I saw a video of the AKA sororities. It was a Founders Day earlier this month, and these women were 70, 80, 60, just all in like one big room wearing the pink and green letters, the AKAs, the pink and green colors, just laughing, having a good time. And like that's what it shows, is like even 80, 90 years old, like your sorority, your frat is still your life. Yeah. And I went to over the MLK Day weekend, I went to an MLK service, and it was, given it was hosted by Alpha, AKA and Alpha Alpha, And so, given it was hosted, but like the people that were there, you know, are not all college kids. You know, you got grown people with kids, you know, wearing their, you know, AKA suits or Alpha Alpha suits. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no point in time in your life where you're done with it.
Yeah. Okay.
You're always constantly doing something for Alpha, working for Alpha. You are a constant image of Alpha. Like, I think, like, now, like, that I have class, I'm no longer Avery. I'm Avery the Alpha. Like, what I do expresses Alpha Phi Alpha and the incorporation that it is. It's kind of like, say, with your job, when you're talking to people. You're not going to, you know, be cussing. You're doing everything openly, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to say I wasn't because.
Okay, but I'm saying you're not.
But like, yeah, I'm not going to.
You're not going to do like how, if you and I was sitting just hanging out. I'm not going to
show up to a conference drunk.
Yeah, if you and I were just doing something, hanging out, you're not going to talk to them like you were someone you're trying to get to invest in your business or invest in their business.
Yeah.
And so that's exactly like, I'm not going to go out to my face and just get plastered drunk wearing my letters. So I'm going to be like, Alpha Alpha. Like, even if you don't know, you're going to look at the letters and be like, Alpha Phi Alpha. Oh man, that guy, he was wearing Alpha
also,
Alpha.
There's only 13 of you.
He was drunk. Yeah, and there's only 13 of it. So like, I do that, like, then it's just instant, like, Alpha Alpha. They just drink, party. You know what I'm saying?
Well, also not like saying that I endorse this, but also there is that stigma of you're the black fraternity, and so that, I mean, let's be honest, being in Arkansas, people expect you to fuck up.
Yeah, no.
People expect you to do dumb shit.
No, like people
because
because
you are the black fraternity. Like this is Arkansas.
No, I'm keeping 100 on this podcast. Like, even like University of Arkansas, like, I promise you, they're waiting for us to fuck up so they can take away our house. Promise you.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you're the only in your section doing the sororities.
Phi Beta Sigma used to have Fiji's house.
I don't know who.
Well,
Fiji's a frat.
Yeah, Fiji's like an IFC frat. You know, so you know they got like a actual frat house.
That's
like,
their full name.
Fiji?
Do they have just one letter?
Fiji?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't pay attention.
That seems kind of basic. I mean, it's interesting. It's like
Hawaiian. I believe that's a nickname. I know they have letters. I believe that's a nickname.
Maybe they're like Hawaiian or some shit.
I don't know. But like I said, Phi Beta Sigma, which is another black fraternity, used to have their fraternity house, but they messed up and lost it.
How many times did they mess up? How many times did they mess up?
This was like way before it was a long time ago.
Okay.
But Alpha has had, since their founding, April 27th, 1975, Kappa Kappa chapter. Since their founding, we've had like.
So does that mean what letter is K in the alphabet? ABC. Fuck, I don't know the alphabet. That's 11. 11 or 12. So that
you gotta go by the Greek alphabet.
Fuck. No, but all right. So like, but is it in like a progression of the first one's alpha, the second one's beta, and then
once you like regroup, it would be like alpha, beta. Alpha, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So what number are you guys?
I
don't know the Greek alphabet. You're KK.
Well, I mean KK. I mean that was that's like I said, it goes alpha, beta, and then alpha. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta go through. Yeah, like the first alpha, they gotta go beta. So we're far down there.
Okay, so
I can't think of the number.
You're not like number 20.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I don't know shit about the Greek alphabet.
We're most definitely not number 20. I can't think of the number right here on top of my head.
Okay, yeah, don't worry about it. All right, well, fuck, we were talking about something. Now I got in the numbers.
Yeah. Well, we were just talking about. Oh, I mean, I was talking about how like they used to have the house. You know what I'm saying? They're waiting for us to fuck up.
Yeah.
And so
right,
what I
said, back on that.
Alpha Kappa Kappa chapter has had a house since they were founded, and even like we've jumped from like different house to different house, but we have always had a house, and that just shows you that you know when we're not trying to fuck up, we're a business, and you're not gonna catch us fucking up.
Well, I mean, I think just because you're such a small fraternity as well too, not even like the race thing, but because I didn't never even thought about that from the university perspective. But yeah, I'm sure that's 100% true, 110% true. But just because you're a small fraternity and that there's this backlash against fraternities, and even though you're not in that stereotypical fraternity group that's always fucking up and doing all these things. I mean, these things we both know about, you know, like
at the end of the day, it's still
to girls. They're treating people like shit. They're doing bad things. They're getting DUIs. And I mean, you have like that's common. That's go around in fraternities, and that I'm not saying that's all people. I'm not saying that's the people in the fraternities. I'm not saying that's the fraternities. I'm just saying it happens, and it is what it is. And that I think if one of those things happened to you guys, just because you're so small, you'd be gone.
No, I agree with you 100%.
I mean, you remember the thing that happened last year, with I'll write it down.
Yeah,
Yeah, you remember that shit? You guys would be gone for that shit.
most definitely.
You guys would be gone for that. What did they got a slap on the wrist?
Yeah, slap it away, don't do it again.
I think that's partially because of their size.
I mean, I'm not gonna act like we haven't like Kappa Kappa has never been put on probation. Like they have been put on probation for like certain things.
Yeah.
But like nowadays, especially like with the chancellor that doesn't even want fraternities in the University of Arkansas.
Well, that's because nothing against the chancellor. I don't even know who the chancellor is, but like it would be smart for your college not to have fraternities.
No, I mean don't get me wrong.
Like, you look at the risk factor.
To not have a fraternity means you're 100% just on your books. But at the same time, that would also hurt enrollment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to look at it from both ways, so that they have to keep them on a very tight leash now.
Yeah.
Especially with social media, and in that instant of what happened last year, I mean, I'm sure that hit outside of just the small circle that is University of Arkansas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look. I think their nickname Farmhouse or something like that.
That's one of them.
I think that's the nickname. I heard. Correct me if I'm wrong. But
somebody correct him in the comments.
Yeah, if I'm wrong,
roast this motherfucker.
If I'm wrong, but I mean, they lost their house. Like they don't have a house anymore. And they actually had like one of the big ones.
I don't know for a fact that you're wrong, and I don't know if you're right. But I feel more like you're right.
I feel like I've driven by and they had like gates around it, and someone told me that like, they lost their house.
I feel like I heard that a while, like a couple years after.
Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but like that just shows that like I don't know. To me, that just shows like you don't care. If you can get to the lengths where you can lose an entire house for a whole fraternity,
you're losing your identity.
Yeah, especially because. I ain't gonna front like us, like the Alphas having a house doesn't help us have more juice on the campus because obviously it does. It's but like if we lost that, like it's gonna hurt a lot.
Yeah, you're probably gonna go from you only have 13 members, but you're probably gonna go to 0.
When we have, I wouldn't even say we might go to 0, but like when we have meetings, we can meet at our house. When we have step practice, we can meet at our house. Like everyone else, like has to, we'll meet at the gym or we'll meet in this
union or some shit. But no, what I'm getting at is that. As in, because you're so small and you're such a tight knit community, as in the house means a lot more.
Most definitely.
And so how clean? Like, is your house pretty clean?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be.
Do you live in house? No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Are you going to?
If I'm really needed to, I will. I would do anything for my fraternity. So if I'm really needed to, I will. But I live in my own house right now. So
okay. Yeah, you said you got elected or you're appointed to a certain position. What's that about?
Oh, I'm the historian, which basically means that any say we go do some volunteer work and we take pictures. I hold on to the pictures. If they send us like a thank you card or something, I'll hold on to the thank you card and just I keep track of all like the records of everything we did. Or even if like we go somewhere, I'll be like, hey, make sure, like if I'm not there, I'll text them, hey, make sure I'll take a picture. They'll send me a picture.
Yeah.
Or multiple pictures. And then all this is gonna come together when we go to our district conference. We're gonna make a scrapbook and just like basically like show like everything you did this year. And every year we're required to meet, or every like district period we're required to meet national programs. So like for instance, today we have a voteless peoples, a hopeless peoples going on, and so we're just talking about the issues in politics today and all that, and then after that we're gonna do a watch party for the State of the Union.
Okay.
And that's gonna satisfy our voteless people and hopeless people. And then you also have my brother's keeper.
Watch party of the State of the Union. Like what other fraternities doing that shit? Well, also, like, not again, that I'm not saying that I agree with any of this shit. I'm just saying it is how it is, and that a lot of people would see a mostly African American fraternity having a State of the Union for a quote racist president who quote said some stuff that nobody knows if he. First off, nobody knows if he even said that shit. Like, we don't have audio, so like, what's everybody flipping out about? Like, I don't know. First off, you're never gonna be able to prove it, even if he did. So it's never gonna stick. So like, pick your battles, people. But like I think honestly, if you went on CNN right now, they would expect something much different than that. And I will talk shit about CNN.
I mean, they're not going to expect.
They're not going to expect. Yeah, we sat down, we watched the State of the Union. This is what we agreed with. This is what we
keep in mind too who's going to be at this program. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to have a bunch of white people. You're going to have other black sororities, other black fraternities at this event watching the State of the Union. That just shows that, like, regardless whether he's a racist president or not, we still need to stay in tune to what's going on around the world. And voteless people, a hopeless people, is all about getting people registered to vote.
Mhm.
Like like it says in the title, if voteless, hopeless. Like
Yeah.
like you said in the beginning, like if you didn't vote, like you can't talk.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. And then, like I also said, we also have my brother's keeper, which is just taking care of like our older fraternity members. And with that, we went and visited brother Augustine, who runs his own charity down here in Fayetteville.
Okay.
Yeah, I would look him up, Dr. Augustine.
Okay. Does he have a website?
I'm sure he does. It's August, because he runs a big foundation down here that helps feed homeless people.
Yeah, we'll put that in the description. If there's a donation link or something like that, we'll put that on there too.
Yeah. And so with that, we went and visited him and just talked about like what he did and how he became, and just kind of like visiting them and let them know that we still care about him. And so we satisfied that program by doing that. I'm not saying we're not satisfied to the point where we do it one time, we're done for the rest of the we visit him multiple times, but I'm saying like that satisfies the requirement to do that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. What else we got to talk about?
I mean, I can go farther into the service projects too. And so like for Project Alpha, we're all about informing kids about safe sex and early pregnancy.
Somebody fucking needs to.
Yeah, and so early pregnancy. So what we do, we'll go to like an elementary school or even probably more middle school along the line, somewhere where it's more relevant, junior high, and just like talk to them, like basically educate them. Not more to the fact don't blah blah blah, but more educate them to the harmful effects, the negatives, like why.
I would just show them the statistics.
Well, no, I mean even
like,
that.
I mean, just
no,
like
show them the statistics and everything. Like, but don't just like have them be like, don't have sex before you marry.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not even saying like don't have sex before you marry. It's like just be smart. Like
don't be a dumbass.
Be smart.
Well, and that's the thing too is that I think that's why you see a lot of failure in the Don't Do Drugs program. It's because they get those kids when they're so fucking young that you'll get them to agree to anything. But when that kid grows up and they start thinking about their own shit, they're going to be like, I fucking hate everything I've learned. That's basically what a teenager is.
I mean,
I hate
about
everything I've learned.
The dare to do drugs when you were in the little lion with the dare shirt.
Yeah.
Or something like you got put on that when you in first grade. Obviously they got a cool little lion.
You're gonna agree to that shit.
They'll come in hype. You're gonna agree. But then you're gonna get older and you're gonna explore outside your own comfort zone at that point. But if you start when that stuff comes and then educate them on that fact and don't push more. Don't do it. Push more of the facts on it. Yeah. Because if when you find out the facts of a McDonald's burger, you're gonna be like, oh, I don't want to eat that. What is that? You're not. But if someone just be like, don't eat that,
fuck you.
I'm gonna eat it. I'm hungry.
Yeah, but that's my thing is if you told a kid don't eat a McDonald's burger because it's bad for you, they're gonna agree with you. But when they get older, they're gonna be like, fuck that guy. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah, but I'm gonna eat it anyway.
And so I think honestly, as far as drug programs go, if they just went into high school, I don't know, and maybe this is pretty fucking bad. But if they just posted pictures of people who overdosed. And they're dead, those motherfuckers are dead now because of what they did, and they just put pictures up and didn't say shit about it, and then just wrote the drug that they did underneath it, the date they died, their name. Yeah, I think that would be much more effective than anything they're doing right now. No, because that's as in they're not saying don't do drugs, they're just saying this is a possibility.
This is a possibility,
and honestly, they need to fuck off about marijuana. You can't, the internet's a thing, people. You can't tell kids that marijuana is going to make them... What did they tell us about marijuana? Man. They told me it was going to fry my fucking brain.
They said I was going to be itching. I was going to be tweaking.
They acted like it was going to be some, heroin, crack.
Yeah, they really hype it up more than it.
They act like you're going to be on meth or some shit. Yeah. And then, you look around and you're like, oh, well, it's legal in California.
You're like, why? What? Oh, it's legal in Colorado. What? Oh, it's it's medical? What?
And yes, I think that's... I don't know, people are going to self-educate themselves, and so...
I mean, people self-educate themselves, but it's like we talked about at the beginning of this podcast. It's... People get offended.
Oh, yeah, people love to get offended.
People love to get offended, and I don't know what it is about marijuana, but it just offends people. It's to the point where even trying to pass a simple bill to make it medical gets a really close vote. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying, if... It's kind of sad. If you find something that has a chance to fix someone medically, especially if it's, something they need, Why would you prevent them from getting that? You know
Yeah,
what I'm
no,
saying?
I'm really I'm pretty liberal on as far as legalization of drugs. I just think if they educated people on them, much better. And like, don't lie to people. Say this is exactly what's gonna happen. Like, if it's not gonna be bad, don't tell them it's gonna be bad. But like, honestly, if like,
It's one, like I said, it's one thing to say no. It's another thing to educate.
yeah, and I think that's completely different. You want to get more into people about like how people kind of just don't do shit, or like how people are kind of not genuine anymore.
It's just, you said people don't do anything. It's just,
Well, that's two separate subjects there.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Which one you want to talk
I'm
about?
talking about people not doing anything. I mean, because that's true. I mean, okay. So you got the people who are gonna grind and work for every little thing they got. You got the people who are gonna expect it to get handed to them, and
What's that? I don't even think they're gonna expect it to get handed to them. I just think they don't know what the fuck is going on.
I feel like a lot of people expect like so. So you went to high school for 4 years.
Yeah,
You go to college for 4 years.
yeah,
I feel like a lot of people expect like after this 4 years of college, like something's gonna come out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this degree. I'm gonna get this job. Like maybe like I know most people have the like logical realization that like maybe it won't be the job I'm wanting, but a lot of people just expect something to have like come out of going to 4 years of college. Like, you can go to 4 years of college and not have a job. Like honestly, this is anyone's listening. If you leave college and you don't have a job by the time you leave college, it's your own fault.
yeah. Well, definitely. That's the thing. Like, if you don't, I mean, anybody who is born in our generation or later, if you don't die a millionaire, you're doing something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing something wrong, man. Like, you're not. And I mean, honestly, anybody who lives in America, because like you can go work at Chick-fil-A. I mean, it's gonna be difficult. You save up your money, you invest it in something, or you can open up your own fucking Chick-fil-A.
They have to have the new pair of shoes, or they have to they have to have that shirt.
People
or
live so much.
They have to buy that alcohol. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I think that goes back to the Twitter thing, is where they see people who actually have money doing shit, and that's part of why I deleted Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat. Well, I didn't delete Facebook, but I deleted all this shit off my phone. I still have my accounts, and so that like I don't see it, and so like all this trends and shit where you saw like people running into the store and doing shit. I didn't even see that shit. So like to me, it doesn't even exist really.
Yeah.
And so like when like you have people like flexing on their new shoes and like their shit, that stuff that doesn't even affect me, right?
Yeah.
Stuff that I'm gonna get no
if
benefit out of.
If you ain't seen the shoes, then you don't know to buy the shoes.
Yeah, and like I just think if people would stop comparing themselves to other people and just focus on themselves and work on themselves and think, what do I want to do? Why am I gonna do it? And write it down. I'm really big on writing down goals. Just because, like, for me personally, whenever I started writing down, this is what I want to do, this is how I'm going to do it, and then you write it down, you set a date, and you look at it every day. I mean, you're either going to, I guess you might kill yourself because you don't know what the fuck's going on and you, like, realize that you're a failure, or you're going to do shit about it and get shit done. Yeah. And that, I think if most people just started doing anything, that was my thing, is just, I'm like, what's something I can do? I don't know what I want to do. What's something I can do? Yeah, and then you just become good at that, and from that you'll find other shit you want to do. Like you said, when you biofarm, you may not end up in that. You may not end up a pharmacist, but you're doing something. I'm doing something that's gonna, cause I'm not even gonna front like I'm gonna be greedy. Like I'm trying to make money. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna front like I'm a biochem major because I'm trying to make money. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna front to you like, oh man, I really love chemistry, but like don't get me wrong, like don't get me wrong, I find it interesting. I find it all interesting, the way just the way things work and how it's all this little stuff that makes a big stuff. I find it all very interesting. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to make money. Yeah. And like if I had another way to make money not being a biochem major, I would not be a biochem major. You know what I'm saying? And like I know there's plenty of other routes you can't take. Like, obviously you're not a biochem major. You're doing well for yourself. I might drop out. But what I'm saying is like this is my way of doing it. Yeah, well, like is what I'm doing right now. I don't know if that's what I want to do forever, but I know it works right now. Yeah, so I'm gonna be the best that I can at it right now. It's definitely working right now. But a lot of people, like I said, like have that set like most people don't want to be a teacher, you know, due to salary wise and all that. But like, say you want to be a teacher, like be the best teacher you can be. Well, that's one step. Well, even be the best teacher you be, but don't grow up your entire life being like I want to be that teacher. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like grow up like with the idea you want to be a teacher, but be open to other things. Be a fucking professor. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like don't short yourself. Don't short yourself of a goal or an opportunity. Like if you had an opportunity outside of teaching, and you know it can take you take the opportunity. Yeah. I don't care if you don't know anything about the major requirements, the
the actions behind it. Like most of these jobs that you have to get this 8-year degree to get. Most of these jobs are still hands-on learning. Like,
yeah, you're not gonna learn shit in school. You're gonna actually do it.
You're gonna go through 4 years of undergrad, 4 years of graduate. You're gonna get to that job, and I promise you're still not gonna know what to do.
Yeah,
you're not gonna know anything.
I'd highly doubt if there's anybody coming out of college who's qualified to work. I mean, there's companies who have 6-month, 2-year orientation programs. Yeah. There's some in Europe that I was looking at 3, 4, 5-year orientation programs. When you're coming out of college, you're still learning shit for 5 years. Like you're not really doing shit in college. So figure out what it is you want to do. Explore. See what's all out there. Because when you get out, you're not set. No, you're at the starting line at that point.
No, yeah. If you get out and you still haven't, like you said, explored or looked into different areas, or
your options get cut off very quickly,
or even network for that matter of fact. Once you graduate, like you said, your options aren't very high.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't network, if you didn't look for opportunities, if you didn't put your name out there, submit some stuff. I don't care if you got denied.
Yeah.
Even submit some stuff. Like your options are very limited at that point.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of, because I mean, nobody wants to be like average. I mean, if somebody wants to be average, let them be average. This is something I talked about last time. Is that
I mean, actually, technically, it's if everyone wants to not be average, isn't not being average the average?
Well, Avery, that's
you feel.
No, that's how I feel about these like people who are, I don't know, like the hipsters.
No, I mean all these people.
That's what hipsters were.
No, I mean like you got these people like, I do this because it's different. I do this because it's different. I do this because it's different. Or I don't do that, but I do it this way.
Well, yeah, but like
at the end of the day, you're all just doing different stuff. But if it's not getting you,
it's not you.
If it's not getting you to the next step, what are you doing?
Also, a lot of people are lying to themselves.
A lot of people are Twitter. They like to do what Twitter is doing.
Yeah, well, that's part of what I deleted Instagram for. Is this all for likes, man?
No, I mean, obviously,
what are you on? What are people on Instagram? Like, I've not heard a valid argument for why I need Instagram in my life.
There's not. I mean, especially, even Instagram and video, because like Instagram is literally just straight pictures, right?
Yeah. And
like, you get good at, you can advertise something. Like, obviously, you advertise.
Yeah, well, if you're doing it for business, that's different. But like for a personal, like, there is no need for me to be seeing what other fucker people, like who I don't talk to, what they're doing.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a way to keep up. But like we talked about at the beginning of this podcast, are you really keeping up if you're not keeping up?
Yeah.
Like, if you're not, you see someone on the beach, you know what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know they're at the beach. What are they doing? Are they, surfing? Are they going out to eat?
Yeah, you know their plans, their ambitions, why they're on the earth.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you see someone on the beach, you're like, oh, they're on the beach. And then, half the people are going to be like, oh, man, I wish I was on the beach. Yeah. And it's like,
I hate those comments, too, where, like, it's like somebody's ugly, and they're like, oh, my God, you're so pretty. Like, sorry, you're ugly as fuck, bro.
Stop lying,
please. Like stop lying.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be the one to comment and be like, you ugly.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying I'm not saying you have to tell the truth. Just don't lie.
Yeah, no.
Like, I've been doing that recently. You don't always have to tell. You don't, like, if, I know, when I say you don't have to tell the truth, don't tell a lie. Just don't say shit.
Yeah, like
but don't say a lie.
If you're gonna lie, like, half the time, like, I promise you, me personally, I will know it's a lie.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna say lie, just save it. Like, I don't want to hear it. If you just, if I ask you to hang out and your serious truth is I really don't want to hang out with you.
Say it, please.
Tell me you don't want to hang out with me, because either one, I will respect you more. Two, it will make me think, all right, what did I do to make him not want to hang out with me? And then if it's something like petty, you know what? Screw it. Like, I don't care. If you're gonna be petty,
but like, you may actually be in the fault.
But yeah, I'm saying, if it's something where like you actually did something wrong and like you're generally acting a certain way that they don't like, and then that's where growth comes, correction.
Mm-hmm.
But if you lie and be like am I nice guy? Oh yeah, you a nice guy, but the dude's actually an asshole. Like, the dude's gonna keep doing what he's doing, and everyone's still gonna think he's an asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. That's
like people lying is just gonna keep people with that. You gotta tell the truth and move on.
That's people talking behind people's backs. Like, if I'm gonna say something behind your back and you ask me about it to my face, I'm gonna tell it to your face.
Yeah.
Or else I'm not gonna change my story just because it makes you feel good about yourself. I'm not gonna change my story just because it makes me feel good about myself. I'm gonna tell the goddamn truth, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
And like, it is what it is, and you can't change that. And I mean, you can work on it going forward, but what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you can't go back and change it. So why don't you just say what happened.
Yeah.
And I see that a lot in that, I mean, if people do it to themselves, really.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, I don't even know how to put it into words.
When you were talking about people talking behind your back, it made me think back in high school, and it's about you actually. So yeah,
shocking.
So, well, because in high school.
I mean, tell me though.
No, obviously, like in high school, like you always doing these like different things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You always doing things people didn't do, or like when you did like an 8-hour arm day. Or 8-hour leg day. Like no one does that typically. Or when you went to this meeting, no one else did it. People always, or like when you said this or talk, like your stories used to be like complete rants or just like complete like words no one understood, and people would really look at that and be like, man, Winston's like, I don't know, like Winston's weird, man, like why is he doing all that? But at the end of the day, no, at the end of the day, like I would say, like I'm not gonna lie, I promise you, Winston, I literally sat back and like people would be like, man, he's kind of weird, like he's being like, why does he do this? Well, like I looked out, I was like, dude got money. Dude is our age and got money. Like everyone listen up on this podcast. Dude, our age and got money. We 20 years old, got money, got a life. Don't
hype me too
I'm
much.
just saying, hey, more expensive job than half y'all will ever get at 20 years old. And so, like, everyone's out here be like, man, dude, weird and everything, but dude's making a life. Like, I'm not trying.
It works for me. I'm happy.
Like, I ain't trying to hype you up, man. But I'm saying, like, I literally looked at it. I was like he got what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, he literally, like, he's doing what he likes, what he makes him happy. He's talking how he wants to talk. Mm-hmm. He doesn't care what any one of y'all say. He didn't care what the popular group said. The popular group can hate him. He don't care. Yeah. And that's why, and that's honestly like one of the reasons why I mess with you heavy. It's just because you're always about you. You're always about your business. You know what I'm saying?
Me.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. You're always about your business, and like, regardless whether it's not the norm, you're like, oh, I'm getting money. I get money. Oh, I'm making a life. I'm making a life. Yeah. You dropped everything, went to London.
Yeah.
Like, you 20 years old. You went to London.
Yeah.
You went to Vietnam when you were a freshman, and you told me like you didn't get that unless you were like a junior, senior, typically.
Yeah, no, it was just me and Zach, the guy who was on the first podcast. We were like the first two freshmen ever do it.
Mm-hmm.
And Zach, Zach has like $300,000.
Basically, now taking all that and relating it. That's what I'm talking about. Like people. Everyone wants to do something that's not going to make them stand out or make them embarrassed or make them... People think they're weird, basically, at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, that weird stuff makes you successful.
Yeah, well, and also I think it's kind of just being true to yourself, and that, like, I don't enjoy, like, parties and shit, so I don't go to parties and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy shit like this, like talking one-on-one, so I started the podcast so that I can talk one-on-one.
Yeah, like, no, I feel... Because, like... People, like I said, that person asked me, like, y'all having a party, it's a Saturday. Like, okay, like, a Saturday is for, say, homework, some business, and, like, get some stuff done. Like, not every Saturday you gotta sit there and be like I know people who, like, are part-time, but they refuse to work Friday and Saturday just so they cannot, just so they can have it open.
Yeah.
Like, my work schedule, like, I don't have class on Tuesday, Thursday. I told them I can work all day. Mm-hmm. Like, typically someone would be like, you don't have class Tuesday and Thursday. Oh, I ain't gonna work. Like, I'm just gonna take those days just to chill. Like, no, schedule me, work me. Like, yeah, at the end of the day, I might complain about it, man. I'm always working. Blah blah. At the end of the day, my paycheck.
You are always working.
I am always working. At the end of the day, my paycheck's big.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, my money's going up. My money's getting higher, and like I'm living on like. And this is another thing.
You're living like Larry.
No, this is another thing. I got. I heard the other day some people were talking kind of crap on me and my friends. Just do some like some of the stuff we do, but at the end of the day, like I moved out. I'm Dean's List. I'm living on my own, paying all my own bills, all that stuff. And
what's Dean's List 4.0?
It's 3.75.
Ah, damn.
And so I'm on the Dean's List. I'm scholarship, living on my own. I have a job. I have a dog. So I'm responsible.
And you're paying for your shit too.
Yeah, and I'm responsible for that another life of that dog. And I pay for everything for him. I pay, what I'm saying, my car breaks down. I got to pay for it.
Yeah, a lot of people's parents give them money.
A lot of people, you'd be like,
you were talking to me about that.
$20. Even like I said, like J. Cole said when he said, "What's $20 to a nigga like that? He gonna ask his pop for lunch and get it right back."
Damn. No, but is that you had that option to where you could have just like gone through college and your mom would have worked her ass off to support you, but you didn't want that. You wanted to be your own man.
No, my mom told me, she said you can. She's like, oh, I told her I'm moving out. My mom, I'm the baby of the family, so my mom's really stay. And so she offered me to stay at home. She's like, you can stay at home, live for free. Like I ain't have to pay bills. And I was like, no, like I want to move out. It wasn't even to the fact where I want to move out just because I'm in college. I want to get my own college party and I can do stuff in my house. It was the fact that I wanted to move out. Start understanding what bills were. Start understanding what a house payment was. What a budget is.
Because most people don't when they graduate
college.
Most people
don't. No, they go to college and then they go in with $1,000. They come out with zero and they're like, "What happened?" Like, I'll tell you exactly what happened. You didn't care. You didn't care anything about it. You didn't try to make your money go up. You just care about making it go down.
Yeah, no, and it's the other people's money, OPM. And so you see a lot of government spending. Whenever my mom complains about government spending, she's like, "Oh, it's just other people's money. They don't give a fuck what happens to it."
Exactly.
And I mean that's kind of true. Is in that. I mean, I can't really talk on it because my parents cut me off really fucking early. Like in high school, like I was buying my own clothes and shit.
Yeah.
But and like I didn't have a car, and so I bought that one out there. But I had to buy that from my parents. Like they didn't give me that.
Yeah.
And so like I paid them cash for that shit. But like that's helped me.
Yeah.
And that I realize, like you don't get shit. Nobody gives a fuck about you. And like you've learned that and you've forced yourself into that position. Like for that, I have the most admiration and respect for you for that.
No.
Because most people wouldn't have the balls to do that. And then most people when they do it, they would still be like, "Oh, well, mom, can you give me like
especially
a
like
little bit?"
Because like we're from this area, so even if I did live in Rogers, that's say 20-minute drive to school every single day. Like, I can make it. Like, that's like I guess you want to tie in the gas, that's gonna become a spot. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not paying rent. I'm not paying anything but my gas. And so to the point where like, take $20 every 2 weeks and minus like $800. Like, you still gonna your profit's gonna be a lot more. But now I'm living in a house where I gotta take a big lump sum for rent, take a lump sum for bills. Like, I gotta know that. And then after all that lump sum is done, I gotta know that I need this much so my dog can get his shots, or I need this much so I can fix my car, or I got my oil change soon. But people most people just, hey mom, I need my oil change. Okay, you gonna transfer me some money? Okay, like it don't work like that.
Yeah, no,
like I promise you can ask anybody. I always avoid, like, even if I do need money, I really avoid to ask my mom.
Oh no, that's because once you start doing it, is you realize the value of providing for yourself.
Yeah,
and that you're learning so much.
Yeah,
just by like I mean, it may be a couple $100 every month, and that starts to get consistent. But that's a couple $100 every month that you're not living on, and so you're living on less than you're actually making.
Yeah.
And so when you are actually making a shit ton of money, you'll realize, I can save some of this. And then, I mean, like I said, if in our generation, if you don't retire a millionaire, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And so, but I think you're going to be a lot better prepared for that than most people. Because, I mean, you're already 3 years ahead for the starting point.
It was definitely. And, like, even was saying that, even with my rent, I'm 4 months ahead on rent.
Yeah.
Like,
damn.
Yeah, I went ahead and paid off 4 months ahead because I wanted to be like, because there was here and I wanted to be here, and then now that I'm here, like I could ask less hours at work, I could, but I want more. I want to go higher. I want to get more. I want my money to go up. I want the respect. I want everything that comes with doing it for myself.
Yeah, and now let me ask you, this may not be because I mean you cut yourself off pretty early, but how much you say you waste? All right, two separate questions. They're pretty much the same question, but worded differently. One is did you waste more money when you weren't like financially independent, and two is did you party more when you weren't financially independent?
I know my freshman year, I'll openly say that my freshman year, whenever I went into college and lived in the dorms, even the dorms don't bring like an independent feeling. You live in the dorms.
Yeah, well, were you paying for your dorm?
What? No, it still went to. I mean, it got paid with loans and all that stuff, scholarship, etc.
But like it's different than your situation, as in like now you're paying for that shit.
Yeah. Now, and so in the dorms, when I was in the dorms, I went into college with $4,000, and I came out of that first semester with $1,500. That's it. So throughout that semester, not having to pay these lump sums, I had this idea in my mind that I buy this $20 thing. Oh, out of $4,000,
Nothing.
nothing.
But it adds up.
But exactly. So through the course of the semester, you know, I saw this, and I was like, you know, yeah, I'll get it. And then once I ended up with that 1,500, you know, I was like, man, I might have 4,000 when I first got here. But then, you know, the second semester of college started, still in the dorms, and so. Same, like you say this is my down. You say you're gonna do something, but you don't do.
That's because you don't have to.
I don't exactly. I didn't have to. Like the money I had was the money I had earned previously, and like I said, I wanted to be here, and I got there, but I didn't want to keep going. Yeah. And so that second semester came, and I finished out my freshman year with maybe $50 in my bank account. I started 4,000, it was 50. Now that I'm having to pay this lump sum, like I told you, I paid off 4 months. I have money already set aside for the bills due next month.
More than $50 probably.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not like a little apartment. It's like I live in an actual house, and so it's not like the bills are $30 for electricity. It's $120 for electricity. I mean, shit. One month we had $220 for electricity, just because we were being bad with electricity that month. But
you paid it yourself, and so it taught you a lesson.
I paid it myself, and now I'm like, all right, let's turn off these lights, boy. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And so. It like the value of living on your own and dealing with your own money just teaches you more responsibility, basically, into the terms of that, you know, if I don't have this money, because I mean, I ain't gonna lie, there was a point where like 1 month I didn't have the money to pay rent, and like so my roommate's parents owned that house, like they bought it for, like, we rented it out from them, and so I had to tell my roommate, like, you know, I'm gonna be late on rent, like. That, I mean, like being late on rent or them spotting, like he spotted me for bills before. Like I'm at that point in time, I was like, this ain't never happening again. You ain't ever gonna spot me. You ain't ever gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you gotta pay something for me, I'll either get you back the next hour, within the next hour.
That's because you understand the value of money now.
Exactly, I understand that, like they didn't need
it's not free.
Well, even that, like, he didn't need to do that.
Yeah, he could have just kicked you out.
Yeah, he could have been like, "Oh, I'm gonna charge a late fee, $25." You know what I'm saying?
That would have been fair too.
No, I would have most definitely.
That's the thing is, so many people would get pissed off about that, but like,
especially like if it was for my roommate, you'd be like, "Yo, $25 extra." I'd be like, "Well, what you know, you're my roommate." But at the same time, like, I look at it, and I'm like, you know, that's fair. Like, I'm late. I'm late on a response. I saw every month. I told him, I'd give you some amount of money. I made that responsibility. I made that commitment. And if I don't hold up that commitment and you charge me for it, I deserve that. Yeah. You know, in every aspect of the way. Yeah. And so, basing off what I said, like, you know, going from $4,000 to $50, like, now I'm here. You know, I'll buy, you know, some food here and there, obviously, you know. But then, someone can be like, you want to go to this? I'll be like, oh, yeah, I'll go. They'll be like, oh, I bet, you know, tickets $20. I'll be like, oh, no. Whoa.
Well, it's just,
like, what is it? Oh, it's a glow party. You know, they throw paint everywhere and you're dancing party.
That sounds like a waste of $20.
That sounds like a waste of $20. You tell me I'm going to go somewhere, get paint thrown on me for a few hours, go home and shower, and I'm done. Yeah. Like, where my $20 go? Like that. Like, yeah, even if you had fun in the time, it's like, why? But I mean, I'm not even gonna compare it to like a concert. Like, say you pay for a concert, like, that's different. Like, you're going to go see like someone that you can't see, like, you know, on a daily basis. Yeah. Like, if I wanted to throw a paint party at my house, I throw a paint party at my house. Like, you can't stop me from doing that.
It might be in your lease.
What?
It might be in your lease.
No, like I said, my roommate's parents own the house.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, we mess it up. I mean, yeah, they're going to get mad, of course. Yeah. But, like, if I want to do that at my house, I can do it at my house. But, like, just to pay $20 just so I can go to Whiskey 101 and get paint thrown over me, like, it
seems like a waste of money.
It's completely pointless.
But you know what it is? You know why people do that? So they can post it on Instagram.
Post it on Instagram, post it on the Snapchats, post it on the Twitter. And, I mean, I'm not even going to lie, half the dudes go just to get a girl. Yeah. And I'm not even talking, you know, I'm not talking get a girl as in a relationship. I'm just talking.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. And that's my thing too, is I'm not like, that shit doesn't appeal to me. I don't know why. Probably because I have older parents, and so like my parents never drank around me. They never did any of that shit. Like, so I've never been exposed to that shit. So it just doesn't appeal to me. People are like, "Oh, Winston, you need to have more fun. You need to go out and get a girl and then do this shit." And I'm like, well, like, it's not that I don't. Like, that shit just doesn't appeal to me.
You have your own fun. Like,
that's not what I'm looking for.
Your definition of fun is something different than what, like, a typical college person definition.
Yeah, like, this podcast for me, like, this is fun.
Yeah, and I mean, and like, I'm not gonna sit here in front, like, obviously, you know, I'm in a fraternity, like, we throw parties here and there, so I'm not gonna front, like, you know, I don't go to party, I don't like to party, but
if it's your thing and you like it, do it.
it's a sure thing. If you like it, do it. But for me, like, I sit there and I'm like, why do I need to go out and party on Tuesday or Wednesday, or even this weekend? Or maybe I partied last weekend. Why do I gotta do it this weekend?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? There's other things to be done than just partying and getting wasted every single night. Like, I don't honestly, like, if y'all leave a comment or something, like, I don't really understand how y'all can drink every night and then y'all be sick, and then they be sick and they're like, oh man, I got bronchitis,
I'm gonna skip class,
all this, like, oh, I'm so sick, but I'm a drinking, like, you're gonna ruin your immune system, man. Like, that's why you sick.
You're gonna get some sort of disease too. Fuck.
But I don't know, man. Like, y'all answer. I wish I could answer that question myself, but I don't understand how people can just drink every night.
I've never understood. I mean, I think my pinned tweet right now is from some night like a week into freshman year, and I'd been up for like 8 days. Like, literally. Well, I mean, I slept like day 4 for like 5 hours, so I've been up 4 days on 5 hours of sleep, and I tweeted, I'll never understand how people can afford to sleep, and that, when you're sleeping, shit's still going on, and like, you can show up during the day and you can take 24 hours of responsibilities, and it's going to take you 24 hours to complete that. Or you can show up during the day, take 8 hours of responsibilities, and go get drunk and not remember the other 16 hours, and they're just wasted at that point.
Yeah.
And so that's for me, is I thought I could be so much more than I am. And that, I mean, you just look, if you waste 1 hour a day, right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't? I mean, I still waste 1 hour a day.
Yeah, I mean,
if you waste 1 hour a day, that's 365 hours every single year. Over a 4-year period, you're looking at 1,400 hours.
Yeah.
1,400 hours. Let's say you're like a hard worker, right? You're working 100 hours a week. Like, you're working your ass off. You're doing 100 hours a week. That's 14 work weeks over a 4-year period.
Yeah.
And if you're just an average worker, it's well over 30 work weeks. 30 full work weeks that you're just throwing away. And so that hit me like over the summer of right before freshman year of college. And then I don't know, that's just how I see it. And so when I see people like getting drunk and shit, is like, sure, it's nice every once in a while.
Yeah.
And everybody needs that every once in a while. But if you're gonna do it every single night, at some point, I mean, you're looking at also too, is if you only do it once, let's say you do it once a week versus somebody who does it 7 days a week. That one time you do it, you're going to find it a lot more enjoyable than every single time. That person, all those 7 times they do it, overall, they may be having more fun than you. But in that one night, in that one couple hours, you're having way more fun than they are.
You're having way more fun just due to the fact, it's not an experience like you, because if you do it every night, you're sitting with your friends, you're like, hey, y'all ready to go party? Like, yeah, I'm ready to go party. Yeah.
At that point, you're kind of alcoholic.
It's like routine. Like, you make it routine. But if you do it once a week, like, y'all all get together, y'all getting ready, getting flagged and whatever. You're like, y'all ready to go? Like, even my freshman year, I didn't go party every single night. I didn't go do anything. I maybe did it once a week because I was on campus. It's easier, go party when you're living on campus. And so even with like doing that once a week, like I remember that one day a week I'd just be like, it's like you had a little bit more up here. Like it's like, oh man, Saturday, you ready? But like,
well, it's also something you get to look forward to, and that like, I don't know. It's just, I mean, nothing against people who party every night.
Yeah,
what I'm just saying is try doing shit for 6 nights straight and then go party. Just try it, and then maybe try doing shit for, or just try doing shit for 3 nights straight and then go party, and then do shit for 3 nights straight and then go party, and then maybe do 4 nights straight and then go party, and then maybe go to 5 nights straight. But like during that time where you would normally be doing basically nothing, do something. Pick anything. Just go watch. You can go learn chemistry online. Martin Shkreli's YouTube, for free. Yeah. AP Chem.
You can look up Khan Academy.
Yeah, you can teach yourself calculus.
There's a lot of stuff you can do. But like you say, I'm not discondoning anyone who goes out and party, drinks every other night, night, every 3 nights. I'm not discondoning
also,
anybody. Because I know there's people that still have 4.0s and good GPAs while doing that.
And everybody needs to find their own thing, and also too for the people who do it like once a week, and like I'm not dissing social media either too. When I say I took myself out of it. I'm saying it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
And so I took myself out of it. And that I think there's a lot of people who are on it who are in that same situation.
No, I'm gonna say like so back if you drink it every night, but yet you still have a good GPA, like like good on you. But if you weren't drinking every night, what else you said you wasting your time. Like say you go party at
could be so much
10
more.
o'clock. Like that 10 o'clock period, you could have been like in your bed, like you said you read 20 emails earlier about.
I read this morning between 4:30 and 8 a.m. I read the entire Wall Street Journal and every single email update.
Exactly. So within that period, like
I do that every single morning.
And you laying in your bed. There's nothing more than scrolling your phone like you would be on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's just
you could still be on Twitter while
it's
you're
reading
doing
something informational, and now with that information, you have a way to build something off it. Like even if you read something you had no idea what that was about. Now you're like, hey, like what is that about? And so then you go and say click a link from that page. Oh, that leads to another link. It's been like web surfing, but like most people just do it on Twitter.
Yeah,
but
that's how I got into real estate.
That's what I'm saying. But
I was
like
looking at an article, linked to a real estate article.
No, negative towards people who go out and drink all the time. I mean, obviously there is negatives to it, but I'm saying like I'm not discondoning. I'm not saying you're a terrible person. Like you can still be a great person, and I promise you, there's people out there like that. But what I'm saying is, with that partying and drinking that you're doing every night, one, you could probably make relationships with people that actually give a shit about you.
Yeah.
Two, you could do something more than what you are doing now.
Yeah.
Like you can take your 4.0 and get an internship to go to hell, like you said, like you went Vietnam as a freshman. Like you could do something more than what you are getting now.
Yeah, or like you with Alpha. I mean, you did that and still maintain your GPA. I mean, you kind of had to. But...
No, I mean, I went through my process of Alpha and came out with my best GPA I've gotten my entire course throughout college.
Yeah, but now it sets a baseline. You got to get better than that.
Yeah, there was that. Okay, if doing that was supposed to make, because statistically speaking, whenever you're trying to go through the process of getting NPHC, typically your grades drop.
Yeah,
typically, because you're
now
tired.
You have no excuse for your grades drop.
Typically, you're tired. You don't want to deal with it. But you're trying to do all. But I look back and thought about that. I was like, and I also put it back to my mom. I was like, my mom had my brother at 18, me at 20. She couldn't even drink when she had 2 kids, and she spent her 21st birthday with a bottle and a diaper and all, you know what I'm saying? And so I kind of thought back to her, and I was like, she my age could not party, could not do this, could not do that, just because of my existence. And so when I think about my grades, and like because I ain't gonna front, like my mom's not helping me out with this, and I don't have the money to pay for every single aspect of it. And so when I think about my money, I think my scholarships. The more I keep the scholarship, the less my mom has to pay. Yeah, I think about my career I'm gonna get at the end of it. I get this career, I make money, my mom makes, you know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end, because I remember one time my mom texted me and she said, we were talking about school, and she's like, yeah, you gotta get good money, put me in a good nursing home. I touched back, I said nursing home. I said nursing home. I said, Mom, I got you, like you got me. Like at the end of the day, like I'm working for a purpose. Like most people in college are working to graduate.
Yeah,
if
graduate.
If graduate, you're working. So basically, you got that 4.0, but you're just out partying all the time. Like I ain't got the 4.0. So you got the 4, good job. But with my 3.5 right now, like I'm doing something with it. Like I have more aspect. I got into Alpha. I'm branching. I'm talking to people. I'm figuring out what's going on. Yeah, I know what's going on. I know current events. I know that. Like what's.
You're gonna watch the State of the Union.
Yeah, like we got my.
How many people? What do you think the percentage? What do you think the percentage of people at college who are gonna watch that?
So even how that's set up. We were talking. We're like, all right, we need to. We're gonna have this program about talking about the political issues in our world today. And then we sat there. We're sitting. We're like, hey, isn't the State of the Union the same day? Yeah. And we're like, yeah. And we're like, okay, we're gonna push the event back 30 minutes. Yeah. And then make it 2 events. We're gonna talk about the political issues, and then we're gonna watch State of the Union. We took an opportunity to educate people and to keep them more aware of what's going on, and put it into a program that people attend.
Yeah, and let me tell you something too. Is if you weren't looking to do that event in the first place, and this is going back to giving yourself opportunities. As in, if you don't go out and party every night, you're gonna have an extra hour. You're gonna do something with that, right? Even if you sleep, you're doing something better than what you're doing. And that if you weren't doing that event in the first place, the State of the Union thing would have never came up.
That's what I'm saying. Like we would have never thought to say it. And then
nobody in your fraternity would have watched it.
Exactly. Like,
and then nobody would have known what was going on. And then everybody sees the news and they just blame other things.
Chain reaction.
And they don't know what's going on. And then they're on Twitter.
No,
nothing against Twitter.
No,
that was a joke. That last one.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on in the State of the Union, but you know what Twitter saw.
Yeah.
You know, why Trump do this? You watch the video. That's all you. That minute 20 seconds. That's all you see, and you judge the State of the Union on that minute and 20 video. But the fact that you got a group of African Americans with other African Americans, I mean, Caucasians, anybody Asian, anyone can join this event. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it just happens.
Basically what I'm saying. Majority of group of African Americans go to this event. We're gonna sit down. We bought pizza for everybody, and you're gonna sit down, watch pizza, hang out, and watch the State of the Union. Yeah. Like the fact that and even with saying that with the president that we have, we could have easily been like, we ain't gonna watch State of the Union. It's Trump.
That's what everybody wants you to do.
Yeah. Everyone expects that. No one expects us to actually all get together in a group in a room and just sit there and watch the State of the Union while all hanging out with each other. Yeah. No one expects that to happen whatsoever. Yeah. But that's like I said, that's what's different about this fraternity. That's what ultimately led me to be blessed and happy to be a part of this. Yeah, and you have no clue what that's going to lead to either. As you may learn something in there that may change the rest of your life forever. Exactly. And so honestly, that's probably a good place to end it. Well, yeah. This is a good ass podcast. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Yeah. And there were some times where we went quiet, but we're talking. If you're not comfortable with silence, you're not comfortable with yourself, motherfucker. I mean, silence just leads to thinking. Yeah, no. I enjoyed this, yeah. Alright, well, that was Avery Donson. He's it's biochem, yeah? Yes. I want to say biofarm, because that's what I'm invested in. Pre-farm biochemistry. Yeah, pre-farm biochem major at the University of Arkansas, Dean's List Alpha. Avery Donson, the Alpha. And that was Lifr Podcast, episode 3. Thanks for tuning in. We still haven't figured out an exit for this. Actually, let me plug something here. We have a code for 2 free audiobooks for any of you people through Audible. And I'm pretty sure they give us money, which is kind of sick. So just throw like 20 different emails into it and use our link. It'll be in the description below.
Thank you for listening to the Lifr Podcast. Check out the links below for more information.